All right, guys, today we are welcoming back a man that's been in this game for 2 decades now. He's a part of the legendary D Block, and he's still doing his thing. J Hood, welcome back to Panda Chop News. How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm cooling, man. Just out here trying to get it.
Yeah, I
Panda
see you
Chop,
out here working, bro. I see you
Pan,
out here working.
Panda Chop out here making waves out here in the world, man. Real
Appreciate that,
rap.
man.
Yeah, I see you, man.
Yeah, it's like, well, when was the last time that we interviewed? Was that January or February?
It had to be sometime around there, but whatever time it was, you done made so many moves since then. It's commendable. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie to you.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, you was rocking with me when I had like 6,000 subscribers. That was it. You know what I
man.
mean? So I gotta tilt my hat to you, man. You really, did me a solid. So
That did shot up so much from there.
yeah,
No
man.
rainbow. Yeah.
So I want to start with like commending you on everything that you're doing, bro. Like you still putting out music. You got the hip hop with Hood, right? Which I love seeing you discuss current hip hop events and getting your perspective on it as a seasoned veteran, bro. Like it's
Right.
amazing to hear what you got to say about what's going on. And we got a
Yeah.
lot going on right now in hip hop.
That's a real fact. I mean, you chimed in a few times. I see, we chopped it up on there. To me, it's just like it's interesting to see what what the consumers think about current events in the hip hop world and to just chop it up with them and, see and hear it firsthand, what they think about this stuff. So
Right.
it's definitely a good experience.
Because I see you doing lives more and everything now. So like you touching on the
Right.
topics like for like longer length like content. So I think that's dope, man.
Right, because yeah, before I wasn't really doing the live thing because, what people will have to really take into consideration, I'm still fairly new to this whole YouTube thing, even though I didn't put out like a lot of vlogs. As far as like going live, that's like a new concept to me. So it's like I'm trying to like step more into that.
Most definitely.
You know?
Is this like something like you anticipate doing more? Or are you like trying to have like more of a sit down setting? Like, what are you thinking?
Um, to be real, man, like a sit down setting is probably more ideal for me sometime in the future. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But with everything, it just takes a little bit of organization and a lot of planning and shit like that. So hopefully in the near future, I could get things together and execute it the way I want to execute it.
So what do you like about doing that type of content? Just getting in touch with the people?
Yeah, like I said, man, you get to chop it up with the people one on one. You hear their perspectives. You hear what they think about the topics at hand, and there's a lot of what they say is interesting to me anyway. Like, what I mean, point blank. But and don't get me wrong, a lot of it be kind of crazy too, because I can't believe a lot of the stuff that I be hearing and the way people think. But at the same time, it's interesting nonetheless.
Yeah, because I don't see you take like really like hard stances. It's more of like
Yeah.
you trying to get a feel of like what people are saying out there.
Yeah, because I don't want to be on there like, nah, it's like this. It got to be like this. Like, nah, I want to see what you think. And if you think that way, that's cool, man. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I'm not going to tell you wrong. You know what I mean? I'm not going to argue you down and none of that type of shit like that. So, you know?
Right, because the one live that I came into was when you was talking about the Biggie album with Fat Joe, and like you was
Yeah.
just trying to get a feel of what the people were saying.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't want to call Joe no Capricorn on there. You know what I mean? Like, cause I personally don't know. I know I heard him say, he did a couple of joints with him, but I can't confirm that. And people that you spoke on as far as like the hitman and the people that he spoke on that was there during the time that he allegedly recorded the songs, since then I heard a couple of people came out and kind of like
My
I'm not
man
gonna
D
say
Dot then came out and he said he made fun of that. Did you hear that skit?
I didn't get to hear it. I seen
Oh,
it though.
it's crazy, man. And
What did he say?
he made fun of it, bro. Like he did like his mad rapper thing when he was all like, "Yo, when we getting paid for this?" And then he was all like, "You mean the album that didn't come out for 25 years?" And he's wilding on it, bro. You got to hear it. It's crazy, but he
Yeah, I got
definitely
it.
discredited what Joe was saying. And then I gotta connect that's in touch with Stevie J, and he said, "Nah, I don't know what he talking about."
See, I didn't want to be the one to call him Cap though. You know what I mean? Because he
Right.
was real he was real serious about him not being a Kappa. And I ain't talking about the steppers and the sorority and all that, but he was real serious about him not being a Kappa on IG. You know what I mean? Like because someone addressed it while he was on live, saying that how Puff didn't co-sign
Right. He got
what
mad.
he said and
He got
all.
real
Yeah, you
mad.
know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I hear you,
So
man. Like when you in the game, it's kind of a little different. You gotta be careful where you step.
right, and don't get me wrong though, because I don't have no personal relationship with these guys. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, on the I'm not gonna say the outside looking in because I'm still like, plugged in with a lot of guys, obviously, but I'm not like in the in crowd, in circle type of thing. So I can really say what I want, but I'm just not about to be jumping out the window, for views and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's all it is. You know what I
I
mean?
feel you, man. What did you think about the situation with Eminem and Melle Mel?
Man, listen,
I know that you, as you being a seasoned veteran, like that had to be real interesting to you to see that happen.
man. I don't know if interesting is the word. But nah, real talk, because I'm gonna tell you, right? First of all, like Eminem dissing Melle Mel came as like a total surprise to me. You know what I mean? And he did it on that record with that new kid, right?
Right, Easy Mill.
Yeah, right. So when I heard it, I was kind of like taken back. I was shocked. I'm like, okay. I mean, because obviously Melle Mel wasn't the only person that he threw jabs at, even though he kind of like really came out and said Mel's name though. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
I'm like,
He didn't name the game's name or anything like that, but you kind of knew who he was talking about.
right. So I'm like, I really didn't like know how to feel about it due to the fact that, Melle Mel is a pioneer. You feel me? And he's like one of the godfathers of hip hop. You know what I mean? Like without his contributions to the game and the people that he was with, like hip hop may not be what it is today, as far as like us being able to transition from what it was then to what it is now. So, from that perspective, I looked at it like, yeah, I don't know, man. But at the same time, you can't really tell nobody what to do or whatever the case be. So he took it upon himself to throw that jab. But what was more interesting to me than that actual diss is the response, because I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. Like,
You mean the response
look,
from the people or response from Melle Mel?
no, the response from Melle Mel, man. I wasn't ready. Man, look. So before I even heard it, I was just seeing everyone talk about it online, right?
Right.
And I was just seeing all the reactions and how people reacted and the things that they were saying. I'm like, man, I don't know if I want to hear this, because based on the way that people are receiving this, a lot of people were saying a lot of crazy things. A lot of I'm not gonna say disrespectful things, because
Nah, it was
people are just
disrespectful. It was real
yeah.
disrespectful, bro. Come on, there's no
That,
way
yeah,
that you.
look.
Come on, they was calling him senior citizen. They was like,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was hard. You know what I'm
they
saying? Like,
was.
and you coming from an era where it's like you grew up like looking at Melle Mel as like, we looked at
Yeah.
rappers as like superheroes. You know what I
Now
mean?
you know
So
what it
it was
is.
hard.
Nowadays, it's no respect bearer with the new generation. So it's like a lot
Nah,
of people now, they don't care about none of that, what they did back in the day type of stuff. So with that said, yeah, I mean, I guess it was being like a lot of disrespect displayed. You know what I mean? But some people were more or less just voicing their opinions and all that. Others was just like you said, being plain straight out disrespectful. So I'm like, let me hear this, man. Let me check it out myself, because I ain't one of those people that just be taking people's word for face value and all that and running with that and basing my opinion on someone else's opinion. I'm like, I gotta hear this for myself, man. So I listened to it, and I listened to it about 3 times, right? Now I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be a too harsh of a critic, so that's why I listened to it 3 times. I'm like, just let me make sure. Let me just listen, man. And respectfully, I spoke on this on my blog actually, man. And like I said, respectfully, because I don't want to come off, you know, super disrespectful. I don't want what I'm saying to be received in a disrespectful fashion, right? But if we're gonna keep it 1,000, it sounded like it was recorded in '88, Not gonna lie to you, man. Like I'm like, yo, wait a minute, man. Wait a minute. When did he do this? Who
Right.
okayed this? Who told him that it was a good idea to do this? And wow, who heard it before he released it? With all due respect,
Right.
it just wasn't. It wasn't a good look.
Well,
You know what I
you
mean?
know the problem was also like let's keep it 1,000, right? It's like it wasn't like Eminem just dissed him out of nowhere. It was like years of
Yeah,
him saying stuff that came across as disrespectful. It wasn't necessarily what he said, it was how
right,
he said it though. You know,
right,
the
right,
tone and everything. Cause like Eminem has said some of those things about himself where, you know, if I was black, I would have sold half and everything. So the race thing was
right.
mentioned before, but the way that he said it, respectfully, he was like, he's white, he's white. And it was just like,
Yeah.
bro, like it was a little too much, you know, and him saying like, oh, you know, if I could beat Eminem in a battle, it would be the easiest thing I ever did. So with all that talk, we was expecting a lot from Mel when he was gonna
Who was it?
respond.
Who was it? Who was expecting a lot from him?
I think the people were expecting more, at least because of the way that he
Nobody.
was
I'm not,
talking.
bro. Nobody I know was expecting more from him. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't even take it. I didn't take it serious when he was talking about like this, and that's why I didn't really. That's why it came as a shock to me when he actually did it. I'm like, whoa, wait, hold up, man. Wait a minute. Like, bro, big homie, quadruple OG.
Right.
Like, not even triple OG, quadruple OG. What's going on here, man? Like, this ain't it, man. Like, hopefully we could sweep this under the rug. You know what I mean? And act like it just never happened. Like, give everybody need to get hit with the tool from Men in Black where they be flashing in front
Right,
of people's
right,
eyes and their
right.
memory is just wiped out. Because I mean, it ain't gonna blemish his nothing as far as like his accomplishments and nothing like that. But it just wasn't a good look. And I know people gonna be like, man, he made this song, he did this and that, and that. Man, what did you do? Yeah, that's cool and all that, but we're not talking about me, man. We talking about Melle Mel and Eminem. You feel me? And we
Mm,
got to keep it a rack. So we just keeping it a rack, and we voicing our opinions and all that. And you even had some people, right, to tell me, man, you crazy? I don't see nothing wrong with Melle Mel this. Like, how is that not better than with whack ass Eminem? So I'm like, come on, bro. Y'all just talking for the sake of talking now. Like, are you serious? Like, come
that's
on.
the problem though, bro, because people have a hard time being objective.
Right.
Like I get it. Like if Eminem's your favorite rapper or Melly Mel, like you grew up idolizing him, but at
Mm-hmm.
the same time, you got to be able to call it the way it is, right? And
Mm-hmm.
we know that Melly Mel is a legend, bro.
Right.
What he contributed to the game, you cannot take away. And without him contributing what he did, a lot of these rappers would not be who they are today.
Absolutely.
The game might not be the way it is today without the way that he did, you know, certain things. You know, but
Absolutely.
it's just like I don't know, bro. Like that
I
wasn't the
listen.
best look.
I know. Listen. Check this out. It sounded the hip to the hip hop pop. I'm like, yo, wait a minute, man. This is 2023. Like I really want to know who did he play this for before he actually sent it out?
Right.
Like real talk. Now I'm not even joking or none of that because those people may not need to be around him. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, maybe he didn't need to play it in front of anybody because he is a pioneer and he is a legend. But he's supposed to have someone around him to be like, yo, you don't even need to respond. You know what I mean? Like leave that alone.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because Eminem, after hearing that, like me personally, I think Eminem is just gonna. He probably heard that and was like, he probably felt bad. Like you know what I mean? He probably was like, damn, man, let me just
He
leave this whole
loves
shit
Melly
alone.
Mel
You know
though.
what I
That's
mean?
the thing. You know he loves Melly Mel because he gave him a shout out in his Hall of Fame speech. You know, like he
Right,
loves Melly Mel. But I think that hearing one of the legends, you know, say certain things about him, like it's like at what point do you just keep letting it roll off your back though? You know, I mean,
right,
like
right,
I
right,
understand that he's kind of like Melly Mel. We looking at him like, yo, that's the forefather. He can say what he want, and like you're not supposed to diss him. But at the same time, I understand why M said something. So it's just kind of hard to
right,
call
right.
it. I just think the situation is a bad situation.
Unf- it's an unfortunate
Right.
period, man. You know what I mean? Like it's, it was whack. It was just all around the board whack. But I can't blame. I don't fault Eminem for saying what he said or nothing like that. And like I said, I just hope that it could be swept under the rug. Because it just wasn't a good look,
I
man.
felt like he could have did a
And
longer
it's
song though. Like, why did he just do 1 minute and 12 seconds? Like, I felt like
because he thought he killed it.
yeah.
And the thing, the whole crazy part about this is, why did it have to happen right now when the hip hop 50th
Right.
anniversary? Like, why is this going
That's
down
even
now, man?
worse. That's even worse, bro. You know, right now. But I'm not gonna lie. Like, he did a good marketing plan there because, like, now all these people know his new artist, right? Like, because of that
Right.
song.
That was a crazy rollout.
Right. That's crazy, man. But yeah, bro. Like that. I just wish that it didn't happen. It would have been better if them just did a song together. But what did you think about his apology?
Melle Mel?
Yeah.
Um, I heard that, and I'm just telling you what I heard. Like I seen something. You know how the internet is, man. I seen something, but I heard that he deleted the tweet.
Yeah. No, he deleted the post on IG right
Okay,
after he
yeah,
put it out.
yeah, that's what
Like
I
I think
heard.
like an hour or two after or something like that.
Man, see, that's the thing, man. I mean, this is the thing with the older generation, man. Social media is a beast,
It is.
right? Like some people, it has the ability to have them in their feelings. Other people don't let it affect them in that manner, and they could just ignore certain things. But you have to be a certain type of person to, not let it bother you. You know what I mean? So maybe, he just sincerely apologized, and he really felt that way at the time. But after seeing, a couple of responses or some talking to a couple of people, he might have felt like, you know what, nah, I'm not apologizing no more. I'll take it back. I don't know what he was thinking, but I don't know if he really was genuinely, like sincerely apologetic. I don't know why he wouldn't have left it up there, but the
Because
fact that he,
people was trolling him in the comments, like, especially Eminem fans. Let's just keep it a buck, okay? Eminem fans
yeah,
are some of the craziest. They're
yeah,
some of the craziest fans, bro.
that's a fact. That's a fact. I mean, yeah, that's probably definitely what happened. I can see that.
Yeah. And I think that a lot of people was trolling because, in the diss song, he said, no apologies. And then all of a sudden he released an apology. You know what I mean? So I'm sorry, but like that wasn't a good look there, So,
Yeah, nah, you right. You absolutely right.
but I think it
Yeah.
looks worse that he deleted it because I actually think that it showed great humility for him to come out and say that, though, say what he did.
I I concur, man. You know what I mean? That's why I'm like, if he was genuinely sorry about, his stance that he took, he should have just left it up there because he's not only being a quadruple OG, but you being transparent, and you showing your humility, and you showing that you're not like too big, and you're, excuse me, no rainbow, but you're showing you're man enough to apologize and to recognize your wrongdoings in a situation, even if you don't feel like you're totally wrong. You know what I mean?
Right. I think that it's just kind of bad because it's the narrative that gets painted. Oh, you got humbled. That's why. That's why you apologizing. And it's just
It's
like, damn, bro. Like everybody's capable of making mistakes. Come on, even if you a quadruple OG.
Yeah, nah, that's a fact. Nobody's exempt from making mistakes, man. Did he say something like he fell short with the diss track?
He said that he fell short. Yeah, but
I mean, see, he kept it a rack though. He know that wasn't it.
yeah, he said that in his execution, but he also like he acknowledged that Eminem has paid respect to him and with his Hall of Fame speech and all those different things.
Hmm. That wasn't it though. I ain't gonna lie to you, that wasn't it.
Yeah, man.
We love Melle Mel. We love Melle Mel. We appreciate him. We appreciate all the quadruple OGs and the pioneers and the trailblazers for hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, without their contributions to the game, we wouldn't be where we are now, as far as in the whole. But like, nah, that wasn't it.
But what did you think? Because like even like I mean, he's said a lot of bad things about people over the years, right? Like he's talked about Jay, Nas,
Facts, facts,
Method Man, just like so many different people, and like you hear all these
facts.
stories of people coming up to him just trying to pay respect to him. and like he just walks off and like kind of like, you know, in a rude way. So it's just kind of
You
a
know,
bad look, bro. You know, but
yeah,
nobody's ever dissed him before though. They might have like I think Method Man came out and he said like I was disappointed. You know,
right. Like with me, I'm gonna walk the tightrope with with my response to that because people are um real sensitive. But yeah, people are real sensitive when it comes to topics like that, especially when speaking about people of his stature. So, but like you said, we're just gonna keep it a rack, and we have to be completely honest with what we're speaking about. When he was saying a lot of the outlandish things that he was saying about all these other artists, for instance, like when he was saying, and forgive me if I'm misquoting him, but I think he said something to the degree of he out rap Jay-Z, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think something like
Like
that.
yeah, when he said that, I'm just like, yo, come on, man. Like, what's going on here, man? Like, you supposed to be up here, like, you know what I mean? Like, and certain things you don't even have to speak on. You feel me? Because you didn't already laid the groundwork down. People already view you in a certain light. You feel what I'm saying? So you supposed to just stay on your throne or wherever that you think you at, and you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, don't even address certain things or don't even like voice certain opinions on certain stuff because it's gonna come out a certain way. Um, but it does give kind of like the angry old man, don't walk on my yard type of thing, don't walk on my grass type of vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. It causes kind of a division in hip hop, and I think
Right,
it's a great example of why we shouldn't like talk down to like the new rappers in a way. You know, it's kind of or you should go about it a certain way, right? Because
right.
the more that you do that, it's just they're gonna be like, well, fuck you, old motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Like basically,
Get off my
yeah,
lawn.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. See, I had to switch my whole mentality up as far as like the way I view younger artists. Like a long time ago, well, not so long ago, maybe a couple of years ago. I can't. You know what era I'm from, man? I'm from the mixtape era where you had to actually possess a certain level of skill
mm-hmm.
to obtain notoriety. You know what I mean? Like everything was about lyricism. So more so nowadays with the younger cats, they're not so like um that like lyricism isn't something that they're huge on. You feel me? Like they're
It's a
more,
vibe.
yeah, it's a vibe, and they don't get me wrong. What I had to learn though, I'm like I can't look at some of these newer artists and try to critique them or try to criticize them for not being as lyrical as a person like maybe me or the people that I came up with as far as like my competition were. You feel me? Because the thing like with these guys, it's like it's not even that they're not talented or they're not nice. It's just that they're different. You
Right.
feel me? Like I actually think a lot of them are talented though. It's like they have unique styles, but they're just not like how we were. And that's fine. You know what I mean? And I had to like really accept that and like switch my whole mentality as far as the way I viewed them because a lot of people like me and the older guys used to, oh man, they trash. These dudes is trash. Ah man, they messing the game up. And I had to get away from that because I found myself sounding like the grumpy old man. You
Yep.
know what I mean? And I'm not that. So it's just all the way that you view the younger generation and these young cats, man. You
Yeah,
feel
because you
me?
know, a lot of times we will say things like, "Oh, they can't do what we do," but we can't do what they do either. Because the
Right.
way they come up with the melodies and everything, like, not gonna lie, is pretty amazing, right? You know?
Yeah, they unique. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And right now, right, they're I mean, everyone kind of like put in a certain level of work for everyone to be where they are as far as like in the game. Like before the people like me came in underground, you had people like the Lax, people like Mob Deep and other groups, pioneer groups like that laid the groundwork down and made it possible for us to prosper on mixtapes. And then after us came the new generation, you know what I'm saying? And from that, now they're in a position where they're able to generate incredible amounts of revenue. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't need no labels if they don't really want to sign to a label. They could, make money, tremendous amounts of money online. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. Like you could literally be your own boss right now, and a lot of them
Right.
are just that. And you have to tip your hats to them. Yeah.
You know, so that's what my whole thing was with the whole Eminem and Melle Mel. I was saying that Eminem cannot win in that situation. Not that he can't win the battle, but
Hmm.
he can't win as far as like the narrative goes. Like the masses are going to support him, right? Because he's the more popular artist. He's going to win in that vote. But as far as like hip hop purists and his peers, they're not going to respect that he dissed Melle Mel because Melle Mel's the forefather.
Right. If I was him, right now, clearly Eminem is an intelligent guy. Um, and he makes pretty good, well, great decisions as far as marketing goes and just his career period. But if I was him, to dissolve that whole situation and to de-escalate it, I would have simply offered to bring Melle Mel on tour with me just to pay my respect that way.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, let me bring you to a couple of shows just to show my appreciation and to show my fans just how much that you mean not only to me but to the game. Period. You know what I'm
right.
saying? And I think that like would have kind of like bridged things.
I think that M does a great job too of giving back to the culture and always showing respect, right? He's always talking about artists that came before him that paved the way. You know, just even by his rock and roll Hall of Fame speech, you know, he named like 50 people. A lot of
Right.
people that people don't even really talk about a lot of times. He's always wearing like t-shirts that show the artists that came before him. So he
Hmm.
obviously cares what the people think, like the quality, like hip hop purists, what they care, you know, what they talk about. So he really does care about that. Um,
He expresses his love for Redman, you know what I mean, Pac, etc. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's dope.
yeah, definitely. So to bring it back to Melle Mel though, it has to be really tough though, bro. Like because there wasn't a lot of money in hip hop as much as it is now back then, right? So
Oh
to
yeah.
imagine all the work that you put in and then like people don't even recognize you on a level that you believe that you deserve, right? That he obviously does deserve.
I mean, it
And
be
not
like
to
that.
have the money that confirms that either.
I mean, it be like that, man. It's just like I'm gonna be real with you, right? This is something that the Locks used to talk about a lot when I was around them. You know what I mean? Because obviously they've been around for a long time, and they felt like they wasn't getting the proper recognition that they deserved, or they wasn't financially where they thought they needed to be. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the respect that they got kind of like outweighed, their finances, and they was like good with that. You know what I'm saying? So the way that they viewed, that thing was like, we at least we got our respect. So it's like all about the way that you view the situation that you're in. And I guess, sometimes it might get to a person knowing that you put in a certain amount of work and you didn't get to reap the benefits. Like, because don't get me wrong, like at times I used to feel like that. I'm like, man, I didn't put in so much work over the years, you know what I mean? Like more than the average. And there's people that then came in, no rainbow, and just lapped me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, imagine the people that didn't like really, really, really contributed, to hip hop and they never got their just due.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I get it.
But do you think that also is like because you're not as recognizable? Like some people, or decent amount of people, might walk, you know, next to you and not even know who you are.
Yeah, I mean that's what happens though, because listen, bro.
Well, because rap is a young man sport, though.
Yeah, rap is a young man's sport, and we have to be real, man. Bro, I've been on the underground for 20 plus years. You know what I'm saying? So it's an evolving thing. It's like 2 decades is a long time, man. Like
Yeah.
a lot of these young kids wasn't even born. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
it's like, yo, bro, if you are lucky enough to still be in a space where you're recognized by multiple generations without being mainstream, you have a special situation. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm far from A list. I'm not B list. I'm I'm recognized by the people who really appreciate hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And I'm fine with that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like I said, I get it. Like that, the older guys at times they feel a certain way about not being I'm not gonna say saluted or not giving their flowers because everybody gives flowers to the pioneers, though. Everybody that I see for the most part, you know what I'm saying? But maybe they like, man, I can't take these flowers to the bank though.
Yeah,
I need something that, something monetary.
absolutely.
So
So what did you think about the whole situation with Nas and MC Shan?
MC
Yeah,
Shan, another unfortunate situation
right.
because anytime that you have, legends, um, in a disagreement publicly, especially, legends of that stature, like Nas is a, undeniably top five of all time. He's one of the GOATs.
Facts.
MC Shan is a pioneer, that's kind of viewed, I'm not going to say on the same level as Melle Mel, but they're in the same stratosphere. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, that's almost one of those Melle Mel type situations, like minus the diss records and all that type of stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just why it's just unfortunate. But the thing about it is, I'm glad that they were able to resolve it because I seen that Melle Mel took it upon himself to apologize to Nas, and them
You
two
mean
was.
MC Shan? MC Shan did.
That's what I say. Matter of fact, what I say, Melle Mel.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, look, we so talk about Melle Mel, but yeah,
Right.
excuse me. Yeah, MC Shan apologized to Nas, and that was dope. You know what I mean? They was on video together,
Yep.
and he let it be known that he apologized to him. So that was like real stand up, and that was some grown man shit, and he's to be respected for that. But as far as just the whole situation, period, I never like stuff like that, man.
Yeah. You know, I mean, you can't help but respect a man coming out and admitting when he's wrong, right?
Right.
Like to be able to show that kind of humility and say, you know what, I fucked up, and take responsibility for that because he did that in like one of the videos on his page, and then we saw him with Nas, and he said it in front of Nas too, right? So
Right.
that was a big deal, man.
Yeah, I mean, you got to commend him for that.
Yeah, but did you understand where he was coming from as far as like how I guess I think it's kind of another situation, right? Like just like Melle Mel, where you're not recognized for what you put into the game.
I mean, yeah, it boils back to what we were saying, man. It's like they want to be recognized, man. Like, and you can't really. I understand that frustration, man.
Especially with 50 years of hip hop, right? Like if you're doing something that big to commend everybody that contributed, like MC Shan needs to be one of the first people that is like getting called.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I understand. You know what I mean? It's extremely frustrating, and anyone that can't, you know, get that or doesn't get that, excuse me, is like, you're not being honest with yourself.
Happy 50th anniversary of hip hop, right? Man,
Right.
hip hop has been so good to us, bro. Like it's changed our lives. It's given us ways to eat and take care of our families.
Right.
When you
Right.
think about the last 50 years of hip hop, what are some of your favorite key moments watching it as a fan?
To me, it's just the golden era of hip hop for me was and will always be, the highlight of hip hop for me. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
the '90s. For me, the '90s was it. Even though like I was introduced to the mixtape scene and to the industry period within the 2000s, the '90s was the time that like
Hey,
I
the
took
early
a
2000s though was a real good time still. It was still a
now,
real good time.
now it definitely was, but the '90s is when I really fell in love with hip hop. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
you had like a crazy amount of classic albums dropping. Hip hop was just so pure, and it's like it was indescribable. You know what I mean? It's like the essence of hip hop was just so present. It's like, man, there was so many good albums, so much good music, so many dope groups. It's unmatched, man. And then like it spilled into the early 2000s, and we kept it going from there. And you got a lot of dope artists that came from there too. So it's like, the 90s and the 2000s for me. Well, you know what I'm saying? I say both of those eras.
Yeah, because I feel like during that time, obviously lyricism was very celebrated, and then it started to dip into more commercialization from there, right? Like shiny
Mhm.
suits, and like you saw hip hop really go mainstream on another level from there.
Right. I mean, that's when all these, well, it was always about monopolizing on some level, but during the late 90s is when it really uh, kind of shifted into it being more of a monopolized thing on an extremely crazy level. You know what I mean? The
Right.
big execs start dumping uh, incredible amounts of money into these artists and, you know, wanting to get their money back. And they looked at it more so as a business for real. And people start changing their styles and all that to try to, you know, attempt to sell records and, you know, things like that. You had just your marketing plans, you know, people start like doing certain stuff. It just turned into something else. The purity disappeared after a while, you know what I'm saying?
But don't you like you remember when there was actual real A&Rs that like was like developing artists? There
It's
was
no artist
something.
development at all.
Yeah,
That's done.
there was something to be said about that, wasn't it? Like it was a different time, man. Like really.
That was dope. You feel what I'm saying? It was dope when you had real A&Rs around. You had artist development. You know what I'm saying? Like that was something that was necessary because now you can see um, the lack of artist development in a lot of these artists nowadays. You feel what I'm saying? Like a lot of them. Don't
Mhm.
get me wrong. You have a lot of artists that drop records and they may be go viral and all that, and their songs may pop on the radio or whatever the case be, but a lot of them don't stick around for too long. And not only that, but when these artists get interviewed, the things that they say, the way they carry themselves, you know what I'm saying? Like
No
all that
media
was
training.
absolutely no media training, and like you could see it. You feel what I'm saying? You could be
Right.
like, yo, see, this is one of those people that it's evident that they could have used media training and they could have used artist development. You know what I'm saying? But it's
Right.
just like it's none of that now. It's absent.
But you know that the crazy thing now is like the record labels are just looking for the next biggest trend, right? That's why they search on TikTok. That's why they look for like these things that could potentially go viral, but it's like you said, it's not long lasting.
Right.
You picking out people that have like a personality, a character, and they may not have no experience making music whatsoever.
Right. Because this is like I'm pretty sure that you heard it multiple times. This is the microwave era, man. They
Yeah.
want they want the what's right now thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't matter if it's gonna last. Give it to me right now.
And a lot of artists though, it's like you got to get yourself popping before like the record labels will fuck with you though.
Right. As soon as you get yourself popping, here they come, yo. Okay, let me give you a little push. Let me put my hand up your back like Geppetto, no
Mhm.
rainbow. You know what I mean? Long as I could get some of that.
You know,
Yeah.
I
Pause.
feel like, man, I feel like there was something about having things be tangible. Like you remember the excitement of, yo, I'm gonna go to the CD store and I'm gonna cop the actual CD. I'm waiting in line, right? Like it's like the different kind of
Yeah,
excitement. I'm breaking off the seal from the CD. It's just like, you know, there's a
bro,
different level of excitement versus like, oh yeah, I'm just streaming it from my phone or I'm gonna download it.
bro. I used to be so excited about buying, going to these stores and purchasing these albums, simply for the artwork. You know what I mean? To read the credits, to
Right,
see
read the
what
liner notes and everything.
Yeah, to see what
Oh,
producers were responsible for producing this track, to see the thank yous. You know what I mean? Like I want to
mm-hmm.
see who this artist thanked. I want to see all of that. You know what I mean? I want to see who created the artwork. I want to read everything. Now it's like it's none of that, man. It's like the feeling has totally disappeared. Like people don't care about that no more. They're like, man, I'm about to go stream that off Apple Music. I'm about to stream that from Spotify, and I'm just gonna bump it in my car. I don't care about actually going to no store over the counter and buying it, and I don't care about none of that.
Right. And
That's
then
why
like you
these younger cats will never, ever like. Unfortunately, they'll never know the importance of getting to experience that.
Mm-hmm. Like, do they even have like? They don't even have CD signings anymore, huh? Like when you in the store and everything, like they don't even have that.
I haven't seen one in a long time, man. I'm
It's
not
more of
gonna lie
like a
to you.
book signing if you end up like getting a book deal or something.
Right. I really haven't seen it in so long. I'm talking about like a decade at least.
Right. You know what I miss though? I miss like the days of when the Source magazine was popping. Like you remember like when like the mics were like so important, like and just being
Until
able to cop that and like really,
look,
bro.
no disrespect again, no disrespect. The mics used to be popping up until Benzino gave his cell file mics. Like before that, it was popping.
It
But
was 4.5, but yeah, you're
yeah,
right. You're right.
like you know what I mean. Like before he gave himself 4.5, it was popping and it meant something. But after that, that kind of like took the like the out of it.
It took
Like
away the journalism when the Source and Double XL were going at it. Remember,
yeah,
because it was like a personal vendetta at that point.
right. Man,
That
it
was
used to be
crazy.
dope, man. Everybody used to look forward to copping the next double XL or copping the next sauce. You know what I mean? Because they kind of like now it's different because we had the internet and people um
Everything is
they
immediate.
right they speak on the different social events or the current events or whatever the case be. Excuse me, but back in the days, those magazines were our ways of learning about the current events in hip hop. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Yeah, but I
So
mean, like, there's pros and cons, obviously, because now it's like you get the information so much faster. So many people are able to eat more, and but I feel
right,
like there's like a different level of what you're able to control of like who can come into the game, right? It's more of like now it's like the floodgates are open.
yeah, anybody could do it, man. You don't have to be skilled in this at all. Only
Right,
thing you need is a smartphone or a computer and a YouTube account.
right,
You could you could be what you want to be on the internet.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like not even just the internet. You can you could look. It's so crazy. Look, it's like this. You don't have to have any skills at all as far as rap goes. You could find a beat right now with with crazy bass in it, create a melodic hook with a little bit of auto tune or whatever the case be. It could just be simple but catchy.
But that's the
And,
crazy thing now is like, the digital audio workstations and everything. How it has all the presets now, and like you can just
right.
don't even have to know how to mix stuff or use anything. You just press that preset and you out of here.
No disrespect to nobody, but you don't have to possess no type of skills for you to have a possibility of breaking through the floodgates. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie to you, man. You get you a 4K camera, get you a nice little track, and you it's a 50-50 chance you might be the next big thing out there for like a quick moment.
Right.
Throw
But
your
yo,
little sister pants, like throw your little sister pants on, get you like 10 tattoos, you feel me? A couple little chains and all that, and you in the game, man.
you remember the DVDs though? Like even that era was so special when like that's where you got the
Yeah.
interviews from, the freestyles and everything.
Yeah, that's a fact. The come up DVDs, the smack DVDs, all those
Hmm.
type of DVDs were it, man. Those were gold. If you were on those, like you were winning.
Right.
You couldn't wait to cop the next DVD too. Like, yo, I just got the new such and such DVD. I'm about to watch this. Oh man, you seen that video on or you seen that freestyle? Like, oh man, it was just so different, man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be one of those guys that dwells on the past and they'd be like, oh man, the game was just so dope back in the days, man, and that. But it's real talk though. It was so different, man.
Yeah.
That's why I have like the people that came from our era have a different appreciation for the game because we were able to witness different eras of it.
Yeah.
Like we see this era, we seen the era that came before this, and we seen the era that came before that one. So
Hmm.
it's like I don't know how old you are, but me being an '80s baby, I was able to see a couple different generations in hip hop. You
Yeah.
feel me?
Most
And it's
definitely.
like I got to peep the differences in all of them, and I appreciate every different generation of it, and I see the differences in them also. But I appreciate it.
That's a fact. So, what are some of your favorite moments that you were a part of?
Um, some of my favorite moments, definitely the exchanging of words with state property, Rockefeller. I'm
What did you
not
like
gonna
about
lie to
that?
you.
What did you like about that? Just the competition, the
I'm
spirit of it?
the spirit of the competition, the fact that like we got to display our lyricism, you know what I mean? Like the impact that we had on the mixtape scene at the time, and just the fact that we were big enough to be viewed as real competition to a a group of guys that were on a mega superpower label. You know what I
Mm,
mean? And and that was a historic time in hip hop. You feel what I'm saying? As far as like that battle goes. So just knowing that I was part of that, it was like dope to me. You know what I mean? And not only that, of course, the G Unit thing, going back and forth with them. That was
right.
another like staple. And I'm like, look, man, these are two different battles that we were involved in that was viewed as being historic in the mixtape scene. So it's like those two, of course. Um,
Would you say that those were strictly just on wax, or was it really serious? Like it could go in the street?
one of, I mean, both of them was on just strictly wax, but the only one that had potential of like spilling off wax was the thing with state property.
Right, right.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That could have went somewhere else. But we didn't never like really bump into 50 and all them. So it's like it was just balls with that. But for Beans and them, we actually came across them, no rainbow a few times. So it could have went a whole different way. Like,
Do you think that there was like a level of excitement, like you felt the camaraderie, like it's like, yeah, it's us. We better than these motherfuckers. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah, yes, man, yes. That's how I felt at the time. That's how all of us felt. Like you couldn't tell me that nobody was better than us. Like I don't care what you talking about. I don't care who anybody was. You couldn't tell me nothing, man. Like, yo, bro, I thought we was better than anybody that you named. Man. I'm like, you asked me, ain't nobody was better than Case. Nobody was better than Pete. You know what I mean? Nobody was better than Luch. And nobody was seeing me. You feel me? I don't care who was what. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, nah. Oh, they want to battle us? Nah, they can't see us. Well, 50 and them, yeah, he sold 10 million records. Yeah, that's cool and all that, but he ain't better than nobody over here. You feel me? Like, period.
But that's
So,
how you're supposed to feel as a rapper,
right.
right?
I'm like, man, I'm with three of the dopest, most well-respected lyricists, right? Like, bro, and they got me and we just added on. I'm like, the chemistry was unmatched. I'm like, bro, we got it. You know what I mean? Just it's just that we didn't apply ourselves in the correct manner and we didn't like, all these other people just obtained um commercial success. And we didn't get to reach the pinnacles of commercial success. That's the only thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of a disappointment. But aside from that, it's like, bro, the excitement that I felt, being involved in all that was like, it's like I can't even describe it, man. It's like so those two things, on top of the fact that, we got to perform at multiple summer jams, Source Awards. You know what I'm saying? Like probably my most memorable, well, one of my most memorable things that I got to experience in the game was me being a hype man for Jay-Z on one of the I Declare War Tour shows. You
Right.
feel me? I will never ever forget that. Like when I did that, I don't know. A lot of people may be like, man, that's you did bigger things than that. But yo, bro, when I did that, that's when I felt like, man, can't
You,
nobody tell me shit right now.
right. And that's
Straight up.
another thing. That's another thing that they don't really have like that many award shows anymore. Right? Like I guess we got the BET and
Hmm.
I think still like the VMAs, but we don't have like I think like Soul
Hip hop
Train
joints.
and like yeah, Source Awards and I think does Vibe even do it anymore?
I haven't seen the Bible War show and I don't know how long, man.
Since what's his name got stabbed because of the trade, right?
yeah, Young Buck. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that was the last time. Yeah, I heard. That's a fact. I ain't heard about it since then. That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. That's crazy. I want to pick up where we left off last time because a lot of things have
Oh,
happened since our interview. Last
yes.
time we had
Yeah.
that situation with Nori and what he said about the
hmm
locks being so honorable and so people should believe what they say and he's friends with them. Have you had a chance
Right.
to speak with Nori and patch things up or nah?
Nah, I haven't spoken to Norton, man, and I didn't even attempt to reach out to him or none of that. What I did was I spoke on what he had said, and that was like as far as it went. You feel me? And I think he had spoke on it again after I said something about it. Like he spoke on it briefly though, you know what I mean? Saying something like he wasn't trying to, diss me or nothing like that. He was just,
Right. He
stay
said he would never
friend.
diss you.
Yeah, some shit like that. But, my whole thing is to me, and this is just my opinion. And he, even though he was being honest about how he felt, it's still a form of him participating in a on a level of blackballing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because who's to say if you put me on your platform? First and foremost, I don't have to say a word about them. You feel me? I could come on your shit and strictly speak about things that I have going on that doesn't involve them at all. But the whole thing is you have a relationship with them, so you wouldn't even allow that to happen. Period. And that's kind of like, it's your show, it's your choice. You can do what you want, but facts are facts.
But don't you
You know
think
what I
that
mean?
because they're such a big part of your history that they would have to get brought up?
Not necessarily. I mean, they are, but I could go. I don't have to talk about them though. People, we doing so many other things. I didn't like since them. I didn't made albums with Yuck Mouth. Yuck Mouth was a legend from the
Right.
Loonies, West Coast, legendary group. I didn't did an album with him. I didn't did many tours with him. I didn't made an album with Big Twin from Infamous Mob Deep's artists. You know what I mean? Like I didn't did so much other stuff. I didn't put out multiple solo albums and other things that we could speak on. So it's not like I absolutely have to go in there with the intent of speaking about them. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't have to happen. It's just it's everything that transpired after the math interview that made like people be in that type of space that they was in, man. That's why the math interview was dope to me because I got to really elaborate clearly on what took place and why I made a decision to leave.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that I didn't like about the interview is, the things that happened after it came out, as far as like the responses that the guys made. I was disappointed to be honest. Like when they responded, I'm like, damn, man. Because I didn't do that with the intentions of having them respond. You feel me? I was simply like telling people what made me leave. And that was it. Like so when P responded the way that he responded, I'm not gonna say I was hurt, but I'm like, damn, bro, that's P. Like, come on, bro.
You're
Like,
disappointed.
yeah, first and foremost, I didn't say anything disrespectful to you or none of the guys. You feel what I'm saying? I just went up there, spoke respectfully, and spoke my truth. And didn't really point fingers at nobody. That's number one. Number two, I was completely honest. You dig what I'm saying? None of it was done out of a place of malice or nothing like that. So when he responded the way he responded, I'm like, yo, come on, bro. I was super disappointed. Like, you feel me? And then when Loosh responded, he kind of like tried to switch. He didn't take the same route. He did his in the interview, in the form of an interview with Vlad.
Right.
And I peeped it, you know what I'm saying? And his response, I was even more disappointed at that because he tried to take the cool route. You know what I mean? Like cool, but at the same time, say some stuff that wasn't even warranted. Like you ain't even had to say what you said. Like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, like what is this? So you guys you were upset that I said I reiterated something that I've been saying for the last 15 years on a bigger platform. All right, so I'm like, yo, is it the fact that I went on a larger platform and spoke my piece? You know what I mean? Is that like the real reason that everyone is bent out of shape? Because it's like it touched a larger crowd, and what I said, the things that I said were received in a different light than it was being received prior to me, saying those things on that specific platform. But at the end of the day, like I said, it was just unfortunate to me, period, because I didn't like what happened after all that. I'm not gonna say I regret the interview because that's not what it is at all. But I don't like where everything went after that. You feel me? Because like I said, those responses, I'm like, damn, bro, like y'all really own it like that, and shit was just whack, man. Because I respect them, dude. Like I still got love for them, man, and I still respect them, man. Because at the end of the day, we created something amazing. You feel me? So it's not like a lot of fans are still under the impression that you can't like both of them. It's either them or him. You can't support both, bro. It's not. It ain't no. We not no enemies. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no beef. It ain't nothing like that. It's just fans are bugged out. With Kiss, you see Kiss ain't say nothing about anything. Period.
Right.
Like
He hasn't responded to any of it.
right. I respect Kiss. I respect all three of them. But I like literally. I don't say I say a lot of positive things about all of them. Period. Anytime that I speak about them. But with Kiss, like I just did a vlog on I think I forgot what it was, but I speak highly of him anytime that I speak on him. So it's not like anything that I say about them is from a place of anger or anything like that. Like that ain't how I'm on it, man. I'm so unbiased when it comes to that. But I just like that whole situation was just whack to me, man, as far as like the outcome and everything that like happened after the fact.
Yeah, I think it was unfortunate because then Sheik was on Vlad and he was saying, I don't like that kid and
Yeah,
like things of that nature.
like yo, bro, like why, like what? First, I'm not even gonna get too much into that, but I was disappointed at that too. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
why did they have to go to that? Like why?
Have you had a chance to speak to any of them?
Nah, I didn't speak to any of them since then at all. I mean, because I obviously I live in a different state now, and I haven't made it my business to try to speak to them either though, because I don't like, bro. I'm doing other things, and if I see them, I see them. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
I'm not going out of my way to try to like, what I'm saying?
Do you foresee you guys ever having a conversation?
Well, yeah, I can see it. I bump into them and it won't be nothing, man. It'll just be a simple like, yo, bro, it ain't, that shit wasn't even supposed to go that way type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to get off this shit. That shit ain't even that serious. Like, it'll be something simple as that type of shit because, contrary to what the consumers may think, like I told you, like, it ain't even like that. It's like, but I understand. So this is the thing, right? I understand why P responded the way he responded. And I understand why Luke responded the way he responded. It's because you had so many trolls jumping in their comments, you know what I mean, saying all type of stuff to them. They wasn't used to, people attacking them like that. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So they felt the need to address it in the manner in which they addressed it.
Because you've
But
been saying the same stuff for years, but there wasn't social media like that.
right, I mean it was because if you think about it, right? Everything that I said on math, I said on Queen's Flip.
Right.
Everything that I said on Queen's Flip, I said on prior interviews with Jordan Towers. So it's like it's just the fact that this, the math platform was bigger, like right now, and more people were tuned in.
I also think that we went into an era that's more about trolling, where you like it don't
Absolutely.
matter who it is, like we gonna say some disrespectful stuff.
Absolutely.
Even if I respect you, I'm still gonna say some disrespectful stuff.
Right. So like I said, part of why I was disappointed is nowhere in that interview, right, did I say that them guys owe me anything. I never said they owe me anything. I simply stated what I was told by the label. You feel what
Mhm.
I'm saying? And what I end up having to pay as far as like, for penalties from Uncle Sam and all that. He did me. Like, I didn't say, yo, y'all owe me this. I never said that. And people could go back and check the interview and they'd be like, oh, you know what? He really never said that. But when they came out and spoke on it, their whole thing was, man, we don't owe you nothing. Well, I never said y'all did, fam.
Right.
Even if I really feel like that in my heart that you do, I never said y'all did. So I was just disappointed, man. The whole situation was just disappointing to me because it's like it's kind of hard to explain. It's like you got love for some people, and everything just got blown out of proportion. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, does that hurt you though? Like, because like I think at the end of the day, it seems like you still view them as your brothers.
I mean, I don't know if I would necessarily say brothers at this point, but even if even if it ain't the big brother thing, I still look at them as the the uh the vets and the legends that they are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And on top of them just, being legends, I view them as people that we that I created um something monumental with. Like we made history on the underground level. You know what I mean? Like we helped change the landscape of mixtapes with the work that we was putting in and with the tapes that we was dropping during that time period. And those are just the facts. So it's like I could never like hate them or dislike them or nothing like that. It would never be that serious to me, regardless of um what took place or whatever the case be. Like I said, it's just to me, it was just everything just got blown out of proportion, man. That was more so the thing that was just whack to me. I'm like, damn, this shit ain't even like I didn't go there with the purpose of causing any of this. You feel me? So the fact that it, shit happened the way it happened after that, I was just like, damn, man. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to make the. I didn't even want to make the responses to them that I did, as far as like the interviews and shit like that, or the vlogs. I didn't want to do none of that. But it's like, you gotta. I gotta explain to. Well, I don't have to do anything, but I felt the need to explain to the consumers, how I felt about what was being said.
Could you have gotten on the phone with them? Do you think that would have helped solve things better?
Um, I don't think getting on the phone with them would have did anything at that point because they had already went public and said what they said. You know what I'm saying? So it was like us speaking in private now isn't going to satisfy anyone but us being on the phone. You know what I mean? Like the world is still going to say whatever they're saying because you didn't already addressed it in a certain way, and I responded to it in a certain way. So it's like, you
Th-
know.
Things are always harder when it's done in public, though.
But if something was said publicly, it has to be addressed publicly. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's
you
true.
can't like
That's true.
say something about a person and then go back in private and try to like clean it up. The damage is already done.
Right. So to bring it back to Nori, right? That situation when you addressed it, you had said in your video, "I'm issuing a challenge to all these large platforms. Have me on your platform, right?" And you said you were going to make a video to update. Has anybody reached out to you since then?
Nobody, nobody reached out, man.
That's crazy.
Nobody. But you know what? To be honest with you, I wasn't really expecting them to because I already knew what it was anyway. I'm like, ain't nobody gonna reach out. But I'm gonna pull a card anyway, just to like prove my point.
Right.
And they did just that. Nobody reached out. So I wasn't surprised at all.
So at one
Politics.
point, what were you say? Sorry.
It's politics.
Right. So at one point, I believe you were supposed to go on Vlad, right? I think one of the podcasts, the Havoc and Saigon one.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
facts.
so what ended up happening with that? Because I know you came out and you called Vlad a sucker.
Um, to be honest with you, I just never really went back up to New York like that. You know what I mean? I told Sai next time I pop up there, I'm gonna hit him up. And I just haven't really like went there for a significant amount of time. I was like in and out when I went back up. So, that could be the reason. So I'm not gonna say it was anything other than that, but I'm gonna say that was the reason. You know what I mean? Just because I haven't really been up there like that.
Hmm. So why did you end up coming out and saying that about Vlad?
Because I didn't like see, this is the thing, right? I didn't like some of the things that Vlad was saying during the interview that he did with Sheik. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like first and foremost, man, he was saying like little stuff like we all know that you guys invested such and such in them. How do you know? Like how do we know that? If that was the case, don't you think certain things would have been visible as far as like in my career if certain monies was invested in something like how are you sitting there and you're so certain, you know what I mean, like about these things? Like so it was just certain stuff that he was saying during that interview that kind of irked me. You know what I mean? Like so
Did he
that
have a relationship with you guys like previously during those years that you guys were coming up?
um not that not that I could say, you know what I'm saying? Like not anything notable. Pardon me one second, bro. Let me put this let me charge this my computer. Let me put it
All
in.
right.
Yeah, not nothing that I would say that was notable, man. We might have ran into him every now and then, but
But he didn't have like
he didn't have
inside
no.
information like that to like
He,
know like what
he
they
didn't. He
did.
wasn't privy to no information that would have led him to think that I know that they did this, they did that. No, bro, you don't know anything. You're making assumptions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, you're stroking Lucha's ego while he's dead. You feel
Right.
me?
So you think it was more of like a political move for him to say that?
It was definitely political. On top of the fact that he didn't want to release because let's not be confused here. Let's be real. Lucha's whole purpose of doing that specific interview was to respond to my interview.
Right.
They tried to disguise it like that wasn't the sole reason for him doing it. They tried to throw like a lot of little irrelevant questions at him. You know what I'm saying? To like, to try to make it like that's not what it was. But anybody with common sense know that's what it was. That's what everybody was waiting on anyway. They like, man, we wanted to see what he got to say. So Vlad knew I was in the algorithm. He's an algorithm genius.
Right.
I
Definitely.
was getting light and getting hundreds of thousands of views with my responses and all that. So instead of him contributing to that and dropping the response from Luch, he like, nah, I'm gonna drop 85 parts to it first. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna help this guy out at all. We're gonna wait until like the momentum died down, then I'm going to put the response out. So it's like, a lot of stuff that he was doing led me to say what I said about him, man. But is I'm just not a fan of the politics, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially like the biased politics. Like if you're gonna be a journalist, be unbiased, man. You know what I'm saying? And like really get both sides of the spectrum or both sides of the story instead of just like rolling with one side and just thinking that you had the correct information because you're in the presence of a vet.
Right.
Because veterans aren't exempt from making mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Like just because you're a legend doesn't mean you're going to get it right all the time.
Mm-hmm. So if Vlad hit you up and said, "I want to do an interview with you," would you do it?
Absolutely, man. I don't hold grudges. I'm too old for that, man.
Yeah. It seems like Vlad also likes to address issues with people during his interviews. Like he's always open to interviewing a person that he had an exchange with.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's what generates views.
Right.
Like I said, he's an algorithm genius. He knows what he's doing, man. You know what I'm saying? So, if he was to reach out right now, I want to do this, I'm gonna line it up. Let's get to it. And I'm gonna ask you some hard questions during this exchange though, too. So no rainbow. Like you're gonna ask me a couple of things. I'm gonna be interviewing you as well during this interview because I want to know a couple of things also.
That would be dope.
You know what I'm saying?
Mikey T, I gotta ask you about Mikey T. Because he came on my platform and he said some crazy stuff about you, man. Did you get a chance to watch the video of him talking about you?
Absolutely not.
No?
I'm
Okay.
not gonna watch it. I didn't watch it because man, I don't like certain things, bro. Um, certain things I just don't even invest my energy in, man. You know what I mean? And as far as the thing with him, that's something that I was like, man, I'm not even gonna like. I'm not paying this dude no attention.
Right.
So I didn't watch it.
So what he said, right, was that um, he basically said you were mad about Snipe Life, saying that you got kicked out of D Block, and then
Mm-hmm.
you were gonna do an interview with him, and he said you texted him KYS on the day of to telling
Cap,
him to kill yourself, right?
cap.
And he
That's
said the reason why you ducked him was because you went on Math Hoffa and didn't need him anymore. But I told him that he, you know, you went on my channel and I only had 6,000 views, 6,000 subscribers, and he has a larger platform. So I don't think that that's it at all. That like you all of a sudden you blew up off of Math Hoffa's podcast, and then you too good to do the smaller podcast now, right?
right, bro. Like, and not. This is the thing with me, right? Like, even when people cap like that, I still hold no grudges. You know what I'm saying? It's like because whatever that you feel you need to do to get your views or whatever helps you sleep better at night, man, do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't mind people talking about me, but don't lie on me though, bro. You feel me?
Right.
Like, firstly, I'm not going to say I was upset at him for doing that interview with Dude. You feel me? Like, I wasn't upset at that. I was just disappointed at the fact that, first and foremost, it's public knowledge that I left this situation. You know what I mean? It's literally public knowledge. So, for you to be a journalist and to allow someone on your platform and distribute inaccurate information without you intervening and checking them at the point that he's saying the inaccurate things, that's lazy journalism on your part. So I kind of like I hit him up about it. I'm like, really? Like you going that's what we doing? And then he told me like it really wasn't even a long thing. I really like literally told him like, yo, really? You like, oh nah, it wasn't like that. He texted me a long, not even text, excuse me, it was a DM. He DM'd me a long statement. It wasn't like that, da 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 da. Kind of backpedaling. And I'm like, all right, whatever. And I ended up doing the math interview, and I don't know if this was like a newer interview or if it was a piece of an old interview that he had put up with the same dude, right? And I had seen something else. So I'm like, not a game, man. So I DM'd him. Literally, this is the only thing I said. Really? Question mark. And he DM'd me a long statement. Nah, man, it wasn't like that. He said he reached out to you. Da 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 da. Man, we should chop it up. I said, man, simply send your math. 3 words, bro. Send your math. He sent me his math, right? Now, listen to me very clear. I have 2 phones, right? I'm gonna show you. I have 2 phones. I have an iPhone and I have a Galaxy, right? I gave him my Galaxy number, and that's why I have his number in my Galaxy, right? When I spoke to him, he was like, yo, he first of all he tried to like clear his name up with the whole interview thing with that dude. I'm like, man, whatever, man. But he like, yo, we should do this interview. Da, da, da. I'm like, to be honest with you, bro, to be real, I really don't want to even talk about the situation no more because I feel like I'm already kind of dragging it out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody already done heard me speak about this 1,000 times already. So I really don't want to keep talking about this. You feel me? He like, nah, but I could figure out a way to like, to kind of like make it so you don't gotta like, say some of the same things that you were already saying type shit. I'm like, you know what? Come up with, some suitable questions and let me know what you come up with. And we take it from there. You know what I mean? But I really don't want to do it, to be honest with you, because of what I told you. I don't want to keep talking about it. He like, all right, bet. So I'm like, all right, cool. All right. Now you have my Galaxy number. Now, um, if my memory served me correctly, he was supposed to reach back out to me in like a week. He was like, "I'll get at you in a couple days or something like that." He never got back at me. Like a week passed by. I get a call from one of my homies. Yo, what's good? He like, yo, bro, what's up with this Mikey guy? I'm like, what you mean? He like, didn't you say you spoke to him? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, bro, I got the DM to prove it to you. Like, I got, I'm like, dude, I got it. Literally, I have everything. Like, yo, dude is on IG right. He like, man, go to IG right now. I went to IG and I see a post from this guy. Like, yo, I'm about to expose this D Block reject. Like, first of all, when I seen the reject, how the hell am I a D Block reject if I left a situation? Like, what are you talking about? What's going on here? You know what I'm saying? So after that, I seen a doctor text message. You know what I'm saying? From my iPhone, which obviously is the text message that's in question that you said
The
that
KYS.
he had texting.
Right.
Fam, you have my Galaxy number. You don't have my iPhone number.
Well, because he said that he had multiple numbers of yours.
He's capping. That text message was from an iPhone. You don't have my iPhone number. So me already knowing that it's a fake text, I'm like, so this dude would go as far as doctoring a fake text message to make what he's saying seem credible. Whoa, this is crazy. I'm like, I don't know what type of games this guy is playing right here, but I'm not about to participate in this. And you're not about to make me engage in no type of exchange with you, my man. You feel me?
Right.
And that's all that was. As soon as I seen that, I'm like, bro, I'm not even gonna address this guy because you now you creating text messages, bro. This is crazy.
Yeah, because he went on his channel and he just went off on you, right? Like he called you he said, I'm gonna ether this D Block reject, and then Shaheem ended up on there to try to calm things down. Man, roll the clip.
Screw it. I'm gonna set fire to his ass on the internet, man. I'm about to light this boy up. I'm about to ether this D Block reject. So I did a video and I actually was coming up with some sort of an idea that all of these rejected artists should come together and create an album. You know, I was just going off on a tangent and I was like, J Hood, the game, the D Block, the G Unit reject. I'm like, they might as well have the Wu-Tang reject, Shaheem come into the group. And then after I said that, my phone started blowing up. My phone started blowing up like crazy. Shaheem started messaging me while I was on the live.
Right. I mean, Shy reached out to me and he told me that he was gonna get on the live with him or whatever the case be. And I told him, I mean, if you feel you want to do that, go ahead. You feel me? And he did what he did, but I'm like, I'm not rocking with him. You know what I mean? Like, but whatever. And that's just all it was, man. I'm like, bro, I was so unbothered by that though. I'm like, because I knew the lack of legitimacy behind it. I'm like, yo, this is so cap. I'm not even. I don't care about this, man. Like I have other real shit going on. I'm not about to address this, man. Bro, if I'm like, this is the thing. I told you this from the first interview, bro. Like I'm super transparent, man. I'm not about to be lying. I'm not about to be capping. If I tell you something, it's facts. Like straight up. Because once you lie one time, you gotta keep lying to keep up with that lie. I'm not about to be doing all that. I'm coming with receipts and all that. You know what I mean? Like real talk. I'm coming with receipts. No rainbow. So it's like if I say something, I'm gonna show you what took place. And that's just that. And I can show you the DMs, I can show you the text messages and all that. That's simple. And I could have went public with all this if I was really trying to like, engage in an exchange with this guy, but I decided not to because what am I gonna get from that? First of all, I'm never gonna like if it was really an issue, I'd just wait till I bump into him on the streets or something like that. But I know I'm never gonna bump into him. You feel me? So it's like you have to be mindful and you have to like choose your battles wisely and like you have to be like real careful with what you invest your energy in. And you can't let someone derail you when you're on a certain path. And I felt like that's what me engaging with him would have done. It would have like took me off the path that I was on. So I just decided to totally ignore him.
So, because he had brought up the Choke No Joke interview that you did with Cuban Link, right?
Mm-hmm.
What happened in that interview? And shout out to Choke No Joke, but man, that wasn't the best thing because you ended up leaving.
Right. I mean, it was just a bunch of like it was a bunch of biasness going on, right? Now, when Cuban even addressed something funny that Choke did during that interview. You know what I mean? Like Choke had no he had no problem saying that Cuban was like a not so much a co-founder, but like a one of the
Original members or something like that,
original
right?
members of Terror Squad.
Right.
But when it came to me being a co-founder or one of the standing founders of DJVLAD, he wasn't accepting that. You know what I mean? He was trying to throw a million excuses out to attempt to justify why I wasn't and all this other type of stuff. I'm like, listen, bro, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like, and he was going hard, like trying to like really debunk what I was saying when he really couldn't. And then Cuban was like, yo, bro, like you, come on, you really you know what I mean? I forgot his exact words, but Cuba stepped in and said something to the degree of like, come on, my nigga. Like you just said this and that, and I see what you're trying to do. So more so that whole situation, this is the thing. Before I even did the whole interview with Choke, me and Choke, he hit me up, right? He hit me up. We spoke on the phone for at least like a half hour, and he told me about the whole idea that he had that he wanted to bring me and Cuban on. So we discussed a couple of different things via telephone. He was like, "Yo, you know, I think it's crazy what they did to you and all this other type of stuff, and you know, you ain't say nothing wrong on the interview and da da da." You know what I mean? Got into a whole song and dance, and I'm like, you know what? Nah, it's cool, man, because I ain't even on it like that. It ain't even that serious. You know what I mean? Like he like, nah, but I'm just saying, like, you should be able to say what you want to say on the interview. Yeah, it's cool, man. Whatever, man. But he was like, nah, but I want to get y'all in there. I'm gonna hit up Cuban and I'm gonna let you know. I'm like, cool, let me know. All right, so now when we do the interview, he did like a total 360. I'm like, yo, what's going on here, man? This kid didn't flip the script. And I only agreed to do the interview because I kind of I'm not gonna say I know Choke like that, but I know of him because we bumped into each other multiple times throughout like our tenure in the game. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
so I'm
Because
like,
he
you
was
know
with
what?
The Rock.
Yeah. So I'm like, let me do this. So I did it, and I just didn't like his energy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't like his energy. I didn't like some of the things that he was doing. Like on certain topics, he had tried to like paint me in a certain light, and when I say certain things, he'd mute me so people could hear me and I couldn't like be heard or something like that. And I'm like, yo, you know what? He did it once. I'm like, yo, bro, he ain't gonna keep muting me. I'm a grown man, bro. Straight up, right?
Right.
You ain't gonna keep
Because
playing.
I remember I was on vacation watching this, and then like I was like, what the hell is going on? And then like even Cuban was trying to like reason with him and kind of defend you
Right.
on certain things. I remember, and then you ended up leaving, and I was like,
I
damn.
left because he kept muting me. He muted me again. And I'm like, you know what? Instead of me displaying any type of emotion, because I was like 2 seconds away from cursing him out. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I'm like, before I do that and give him the satisfaction of me getting out of character online in front of these people, I'm gonna just remove myself from this live. And I said, if he does it again, I'm out. He muted me again, and I'm just like, I'm out of here. My homies hit me up, they're like, yo, bro, you was about to flip on him. I seen it. I'm like, yo, bro, I would never that's probably what he wanted. I'm not gonna do that, so I just left, right? And I spoke to him after that. And
Oh, you did?
yeah, he like, yo, man, you left and all that other type of shit. I say, yo, listen, I text him straight up. I got the text, man. I'll show you. I said, look, bro, I don't know what type of games you playing, but I don't play like that. You know what I mean? I said, I'm a grown man, fam. Like you ain't about to be playing with me like that. I'm not like participating in those games that you playing. And I forgot what else I said to him. It was something to that nature though. And he was like, nah, it ain't like that, bro. Da, 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 da. And some I got hit you up, we got to chop it up. And I never hit him back after that. I just left it alone because once you show me who you are, that's it. And I'm not about to double back and be, you know what I mean? It's over. Like,
Yeah, man. That was really cool though. Like the idea of the interview though, to see you and Cuban like talking about your guys' experiences together. But yeah,
right.
that went left kind of quick.
It was really biased though because he said it from the jump though. He was like, nah, P my man. You know, P my man. Once he said that, I already knew where it was going. I'm like, oh yeah, I see where it's going.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember that
He's
too.
not about to do no interview with you, bro. Like, but I seen where it was going. I'm like, all right, bro. I see what's up.
Yeah, but do you think that he really meant that? Because I know at the end, like when you were off, like he was already kind of like saying like he was sorry about the situation. He was like, I hope you don't get mad.
See, that's the thing, right? People be trying to get people mad. Like, bro, I'm not about to let no stranger get me mad, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not. I'm somewhere else mentally. Like real talk. I'm so big on energy, man. Like, I'm not about to let you get me out of character. Before I let a person get me mad, I'm going to woo side, and I'm going to just leave them alone, and that's it, bro. And if I feel like you about to get me mad, I'm just gonna remove myself.
right.
So you're not about to get me mad, bro. You might have almost got me out of character, but because you like, come on, you gotta treat a man accordingly. You can't be like you muting me, bro. Like you hit me up to do this interview. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm giving you my perspective on certain topics, for you to press mute and all that, and bro, that's disrespectful, fam. That's what I told him. I'm like, yo, you did some disrespectful shit, and he told me like, nah, it ain't like that, bro. And he tried to explain, and at that point, I wasn't even like really for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie to you.
So have you guys spoken since then? Like, are you guys cool now?
I left it at that. His last text message to me, he said something like, yo, we gotta chop it up. I never responded after that.
All right. So shifting gears. So you and Shaheem was doing an album together, right?
Right.
What ended up happening with that?
I just think a lot was happening due to the climate of the situation. You know what I'm saying? As far as like the things that was transpiring after the interview, all the heat that the interview brought. Firstly, I don't think.
Because he was there with you in the interview, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, because this is the thing, right? That people didn't know originally. It was my interview. You know what I mean? They called me up to do the interview, but I'm like, you know what? Me and Shaheem got this project that we working on. Shy wasn't even totally with the idea of going on the show because him and Math had something prior, and we were supposed to do something before, and whatever the case, they had some shit going on. But I'm like, nah, bro, like whatever that I got going on, whatever, just pop up on the show with me. You feel me? And we're gonna use this as an opportunity to promote the project that we got coming out. He like, I bet. And I'm like, and afterwards, we're gonna shoot the video to the leading record off the project. That's why we did some of the video in the shop. So he wasn't aware of the things that I was gonna say. A lot of it came as a shock to him. You know what I'm saying? So he just kind of got caught in the whirlwind of things. And from that, a lot of things start happening. A lot of people start coming out the garbage can, start coming out the dumpster like no rainbow, just like, just coming at him crazy, saying a lot of stuff about him, digging up things of his past and accusing him of certain stuff. People that like wasn't saying nothing before. You know what I mean? Like it was a bunch of crazy stuff. People that disliked me was coming out of nowhere because the interview was getting so many. It was hot. You know what I'm saying? It
All
was
right, it
wild.
was.
People was coming out of nowhere. Um, and I think a lot of people, some people were afraid of that project taking place because they knew what it was about what it could have potentially done for hip hop as far as like me and him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna tell you this right now. Shortly after the interview, he got a deal with Live Nation.
Right. I remember
Right,
reading that.
like shortly after the interview. So I'm not sure if that contributed to him landing that deal, or what type of stipulations was given to him with getting that deal. But he told me when he landed it though, and I'm like, okay, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I mean, whether you use that to possibly get us shows or to promote us, or whether you don't, it's still dope. You know what I'm saying? So he like, nah, I'm gonna see what I could do for us. I'm like, cool. Now, at the time, right, we were knocking out mad tracks. We were just trying to get it done. And with me, I seen the way things go as far as like, people utilizing uh momentum as far as like for marketing when they're dropping projects, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was real adamant to him about us capitalizing off the momentum that we had from the interview and using that for the project. I'm like, yo, bro, while we still got people's ears, we need to capitalize off of that. You know what I mean? Like we dropped the first record, Get Back. I didn't got like over a 250,000 views just on my YouTube alone from the video. We was the first people to shoot a video at the Math Hoffa podcast. You know what I'm saying? Bro, we need to drop this next record, do the video, and get things moving. Um Now a lot of people start coming out the woodworks. Like I was saying, Lord Jamal, he voiced his opinion on the whole situation. So me and him kind of like got into an exchange in the words. Like he had said something to me. Well, he didn't say it directly to me. He said something on his platform, and I addressed him on my platform. And after that, I also DM'd him, right? And I actually, matter of fact, I don't know if it was me that DM'd. I think he DM'd me first, actually. Oh, I can't remember. Maybe I really can't remember. But we DM'd each other, and he was telling me, you know, nah, it wasn't really like that, or whatever the case be. And we spoke like men, though. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? And I was supposed to go on his platform, and we was gonna speak about things, but it never happened. But
That would have been dope, man.
right. So after that took place, I don't know if someone reached out to Shy and kind of like told him to lay off of things, and you know what I'm saying. I really don't know, but it seemed like that could have been a possibility. But at the end of the day, things just start being different. You know what I mean? Like the momentum died down when I told him about, us needing to knock the rest of the album out. Because we were only going to do like 10, 11 songs. We had like 6 done. I'm like, let's just finish this. You know what I mean? Get it over with. And, he just started falling back. And the only logical explanation that I could come up with is, aside from all the commotion that was going on from the interview itself, someone may have reached out to him. I don't know. You know what I mean?
But when
Because
was
it's
the last time that you talked to him?
you talking about presently,
Yeah, like when was the last time you spoke to him?
before then, or like right now.
Like, no, I mean, like, yeah, when was the last time you spoke to him? Like, you talked to him recently?
Yeah, I spoke to him like I'll say like last month.
Okay.
Reached out to him like, what I mean, I'm saying peace was good type shit, just seeing what was up. But
But it seemed different?
I mean, it wasn't. We didn't have no talks about the album. I tell you that. You
Right.
know, before that, the last time I spoke to him, he was just telling me like, yo, um, I don't want to rush it. I want to like put
Mm.
real like time into it, and all this other stuff. To me, it seemed like somebody might have got in his ear. You know what I mean? I don't know that for a fact, but
But
it
it
seemed like,
sounds like it, though.
right. It seemed like it might have been a possibility. I'm like, because before everything was just all, pedal to the metal, feet the gas. You know,
Right,
like,
right.
I was speaking to him like regularly, a few times a week, type thing. You know what I'm saying? And then like all that just kind of stopped. It came to a halt.
Well, especially if you guys already had 6 tracks, like,
Right.
damn.
Yeah. So I mean, stuff just began to change. You know what I mean? Like, and it wasn't like anything blatant, but I like again, I'm a dude that deal with energy. The energy was just different.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I kind of like scraped it up to like, I charged it to the game, man. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate because a lot of people were waiting on the project, and he addressed it on like a platform, I think with Doggy Dimes or something like that. And he just said, Doggy asked about if we still gonna do it, and he was just like, I think it's just timing. You know what I mean? When the time is right, we'll do it or whatever the case be. And Doggy tried to ask him, but I'm like, how you feel about doing the album with him though? If Sheik said he don't like him, like you standing next to somebody that's his enemy, like how you feel about that? I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Who are you talking about, man? Like, so I mean, the idea of us still putting it out at some point, I don't think like it's totally uh done with. But as far as like an actual date on it or a time frame, that I really don't know.
That's disappointing though, bro.
Right.
Have you experienced that a lot in the industry? Where like somebody will get in somebody's ear, you seem like you guys are cool, and then next thing you know,
Definitely.
wow.
Man, this is the thing that the average fans don't know. And like I said, I don't want to paint him in any light that makes him seem like he was just compromised by somebody and all that. Because like I said, this is all assumptions at this point because we just being honest about the possibility of things happening. So he's still good in my book, but yeah, it took place a few different times, man. You'll see certain people. A lot of people will say, "Yo, they want to work with me and all that. They want to do this and that," and then the powers that be, you know what I mean, prevent certain things from happening. People will be like, yo, but hey, I don't want to, seem like I'm stepping on nobody's toes. I know you guys don't have beef, but if I do this and the record take off, I'm going to be viewed as, being somewhat responsible for helping you, you know, kind of pop and all this other stuff. And they might look at me funny and all that. Like, I'm like, bro, this is crazy.
Right. So when you say the powers that be, what do you mean? Are you talking like a
Politics, man. It's the brother. You seen what Nori said, man. It's the game is predicated around politics, man. It's friendships and relationships, man. You feel what I'm saying? Like
what about the doors?
the gatekeepers.
Yeah, or Illuminati or whatever in the music industry. You believe in all that?
Man, I know I didn't I had opportunities to do certain things that I turned down, to attend certain events that I turned down, to be around certain people, and I've turned a lot of stuff down. But I don't put nothing past nobody in the game because I done seen a bunch of freaky shit, man. I done seen a bunch of funny shit. I done seen a bunch of people do a lot of funny shit. So it's like I know for a fact it's a brotherhood, and it's like everything is ran on politics.
Right.
You feel me? Like you could be the nicest nigga in the world. If these niggas don't want you in the game, you not getting in. Period. You could be the wackest motherfucker in the world, but you'd have an excellent relationship with a certain individual that may have power, and they gonna make sure that you get in position because you may be compromisable. You feel what I'm saying? Like yo, like for instance, if you do this for me, I do this for you, but you got to leave this nigga alone, or you can't rock with him. Da da da. Like you know what I mean? Like and it'd be a bunch of shit like that.
Can you elaborate on what some of the crazy stuff that you saw?
Um, I mean, without pointing people out, I don't think I can. I
Gotcha.
don't think
Okay.
I can.
So, what is the situation that you said that you turned down? Like, why did you turn it down?
Because I don't like being like to be real with you, man. Like a lot of people I'm gonna get back to the original question what you just asked just now, but a lot of people
Right.
always ask me, man, like, yo, you should start going to these events with with the larger artists. You should be at all these parties and all that, bro. A lot of people may think, right? They'd be like, yo, you not mainstream, you da da da. Yo, bro, how do you figure that everyone wants to be mainstream? How do you know that that's
Hmm.
what, at the end of the day, that's what I want? You feel me? Like, I don't want to be mainstream. You feel me? Because being mainstream, that comes with a lot of stuff, man. Like,
Yeah, it does.
you have to be at all of these places with all these people. You have to be around all these people. You have to have relationships with all these people. I don't want to do none of that type of stuff. I don't even like being around motherfuckers, period. So I'm good on that. You know what I mean? People energy be off, their vibes be off. Um,
Yeah, because you don't strike me as somebody that likes smiling if you really don't want to smile.
yeah, I'm not about to see that's the thing with the game too, right? A lot of people in the game, they're good at wearing these masks. Like
Yep.
you have a bunch of people who smile on your face, act like you guys have a certain relationship. As soon as you turn around, there's something else. I'm not one of those dudes that how they say play the game, and I'm not about to be playing these games with y'all, man. You know what I mean? Like if I don't rock with you, I'm not gonna act like I rock with you. I'm not gonna be haha kiki and all that with you, and I'm just not doing that. A lot of people that you see that are popular and are successful in the game, they're in so many words, they're actors. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because all this is an act. So you have
Yeah.
to be able to play the game on that level to get you where you need to be. And I just like choose not to participate in a lot of that shit. That's why I don't be at a lot of events with these people because I don't like being around that type of shit, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm good being where I am as far as like in the pocket. I am in the underground. I'm straight with that. As long as I have like a significant amount of supporters, of course, anyone wants their fan base to grow. You know what I'm saying, and shit like that. But as far as being mainstream, I don't want that. So to go back to what you were saying, people invited me to a lot of different events in a lot of different places. You have, say for instance, you have like fashion designers, that invited me to certain places and shit like that. But no disrespect to none of these people, but some of these fashion designers were homosexuals.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And even though they didn't come at me on some crazy shit, I know from being around them, and if I go to these places with these people, I know the possibilities of certain things, you know, happening as far as like motherfuckers trying to come at a motherfucker. You know what I mean? I'm not about to put myself in these situations. I don't want to be around this type of shit. You know what I mean?
Because there's a lot of rumors, and part of it is just kind of like, oh, is it just YouTube being crazy and stuff? But a lot of people talk about these parties. You know what I mean? And if you go through the doors, you go through one that you got to bend over, or you know what I'm saying, for a favor, or there's some crazy
Yeah.
stuff.
Listen, I'm not doing none of that. I don't want to be there. I don't want to be at the house that the doors is a part of. I'm not walking through the doors. I don't even, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want nothing to do with that. So I stay out of all that. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be like, yo, man, I appreciate the invite. But I'm good though. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. A lot of people, man, look, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's like kind of deeper than what I'm telling you, as far as like me
Oh, I
being
could
invited.
tell. I could
Like a
tell.
lot of like I've been hit on and all that type of
Right.
shit. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, bro. I can't say too much because it's crazy out here as far as like the whole LGBT community thing. Like we exist in an era where you simply state like voicing your opinion on the public platform could get you like
Canceled.
I ain't gonna say canceled, but they'd come at you crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Just for bro, that's how I lost my original Instagram page.
Yeah.
IG deleted my shit for simply voicing an opinion about something.
Right.
I didn't even really say nothing crazy. Like I'm like, yo, this is ridiculous, man. So I'm not gonna really elaborate too deep on it. But yeah,
You know, it's crazy because sometimes you look at some people and you're like, how did that person get? It's not even just famous, but like to the level of fame
Right.
that they're at. You're just like, that's like in another stratosphere. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and especially if they've been in the game for a while and
Yep.
out of nowhere, they just get to another level. And you're just like, how did that even happen?
Hey man, let's play sword fights, man.
Right.
Let's play Spider-Man, man. Let's play Spider-Man. Real rap, man.
No, but do you believe like in industry plants?
Man, listen, bro. It's so crazy. You can't put nothing past none of these people, man, because you have industry plants. You have, you know, a long time ago. Well, I'm saying a long time ago, but I guess a decade isn't a long time ago. But a decade ago, 2 decades ago, you know, the hip hop police were really a thing,
Right.
right?
Still is though, isn't it? Because they watching
Now
all the social
it is, but
media.
they have a different identity now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like before, they actually followed artists around, you know, at their shows and shit like that. Now they infiltrated the industry. Now some of these hip hop police are artists, and they're in the
Wow.
entourages and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they're not only in the entourages of these rappers, but they're watching the YouTube vloggers. They're in the comments. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mhm.
clientele. Oh, they're invested in all this shit. They watch all this shit. That's another reason why I don't be talking too crazy on YouTube like all these other motherfuckers. They be jumping out the window talking crazy shit.
Right.
Don't you know the feds are watching all you stupid motherfuckers? You know what I mean? Even though I'm not doing nothing illegal, but I'm not about to be. The views is cool. That's cool, man. But I'm not about to. I'm not about to be fake incriminating myself or even capping on here like that. I'm not. I'm not into none of that, man.
Yeah, man. It is pretty.
These dudes is the police, man.
So,
A lot of these dudes are police, bro.
but you know, another crazy thing is like you see like how the industry tries to trick you to be like this person came up organically, like we found them, you know,
Right,
online or whatever, but they were like already signed, and then we tried to pull that whole plan to make it seem like you got the underdog vote and everything.
bro. It's about deception and illusion, man.
Yeah.
That's what the average person fails to realize, man. The thing with the industry is deception and illusion. They want to deceive you. If they could deceive you, they're gonna put an illusion right in front of you, and you're not gonna be able to distinguish what's real and what's not because you're just so caught up in an illusion. That's why, like a lot of people, these fans, for instance, like with their favorite artist, everyone has a favorite artist, but they're so deep in the fandom of liking this artist that they're incapable of viewing them as the human beings that they actually are.
Right. That's so
They look
true.
at these artists, they're like they could do no wrong. They're incapable of making mistakes. They're just perfect out there, and that's not the case, bro. These are just people who have a significant amount of talent who just happen to have a certain level of fame. You know what I mean? Like they're just like they're human.
It's true, man. It's crazy. Like people get so obsessed with celebrities.
And then if you speak about something real about them, oh nah, you lying, or you a hater, or nah, you crazy. Like, bro, it's logic. It's simple intelligence, like that you clearly are failing to exercise because you can't see past the fandom.
Yeah, man. That's just facts right there. That's crazy.
Like a lot of even the shit with me and these dudes, like right, I say something, man, you lying, man, or yo, you hating on them, man, or you still mad at them. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? I'm
Yeah,
not.
because you know, in our interview, our last interview, right? That's what the whole comments were filled with. Jay Hood still over here doing this and blah blah blah. You know, like,
Bro, like, what are you talking? I'm being asked something. Like, what am I supposed to be like? Nah, I'm not answering nothing, man. Nah, like, because if this is the thing, if you're saying something that's not painting the person that they like in a certain light, they don't like that shit. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like if you're making them look anything but heroic, they ain't rocking with that. I'm a realist, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of people are. This is the biggest thing with fans, right? They're overly. I'm not gonna say overly. Actually, let me switch that. They're too emotionally attached to these artists.
that's true.
For instance, like with the people who are celebrating the fact that Tory Lanez got convicted of 10 years for the whole Meg thing, you have people on Twitter going crazy, like, that's what he get. Oh man, yeah, he deserved everything he get. Like, yo, bro, y'all first of all, y'all acting like y'all have personal relationships with Meg, like y'all know her in real time. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like you was there, like you know this man committed this act of violence, like you know what I mean? Like it's crazy. I understand, like, if you're a fan of her, and if he actually did that, you know, you do the crime, you do the time, and all that. But you don't really know, especially with all the evidence that was withheld in this whole case. Like the whole case was sketchy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And, like everyone knows that. So, with that being said, for people to actually be out here celebrating a father, a son getting locked up for possibly a decade for something that he could have possibly not done, it's crazy because you're a fan of that woman, so you want to just, be out there talking crazy. It's crazy to me. I never understand it, man.
Yeah, man. I'm always telling the people, I said, the truth is the truth. I don't care what side, you know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about the truth. Like, I care about what is true. So I'm going to put it out there if, whatever I find that is, so it's
Hey, the thing about
crazy.
the truth, right? Truth doesn't care where it comes from because it's going to always stay in the same form, regardless of who tells it.
Right.
You may not like who you're hearing the truth from, but it's always going to remain the same.
Slaughterhouse. How did the beef with Slaughterhouse happen?
Man, nah, for real, because it's like me and Joe had like a lingering thing, right? It started.
Still to this day?
No. We
Okay.
good now. But it started from a comment that he had made to Gloria Velez about me, right? Because me and Gloria, we did like a photo shoot a long time ago together. It was kind of a like erotic photo shoot in a hot. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Like, so
you lucky motherfucker.
so
No, because you gotta admit, back in the day, man, she was up there. You know what I
right,
mean? Like,
right. So look, Joe was dealing with her prior to that, right?
right.
So this nigga did some funny shit. So this was like the photo shoot was in Midtown somewhere. So I got to the shoot, and I ain't gonna lie, you know how motherfuckers are, man. I start hitting push ups and shit. She in the other room, I'm hitting push ups. I get my flex on real quick. I'm like, let me get my swole on real quick before the shit. So, so look, so Joe in there, he like, yo, he looking at me and shit. He like, man, I usually could do that. I could do that. I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool, man. Let me bang this shit out. I'll bang my shit out. So after the shoot, he get on like a DVD sometime after that, and he's like kind of. I'm not gonna say he's interviewing her, but maybe he was interviewing her. But he said some slick shit. He like, yo, so what's this I hear that something going on between you and J Hud? Like the way he said it, just like that. Though. He like you and J Hud. She like, what? She's like, nigga, that's the homie. What the fuck you talking about? Like, what are you what type of shit you on, man? You know what I'm saying? So when he said that, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this dude, man? You know what I mean? Like, why would he say that? So I seen him like at a club after that, and I asked him, I'm like, your fan, what the fuck was that about, man? He's like, nah, that wasn't nothing. And then after that, I kept bumping into him and shit like that, and it wasn't nothing crazy. But then, like, as soon as they did this was before Slaughterhouse, but then years later, he got with these dudes. They formed the Slaughterhouse thing, and for some odd reason, they would do interviews. And whenever certain things came up, my name would come up sporadically, type of shit. And they would try to make me the butt of their jokes for some reason. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, what the fuck? Where the fuck is this coming from? So, All right, so I forgot exactly what happened, but I end up saying something about Joe on like a DVD one time after that. And I don't know if it was Crooked Eye who said something after that or if it was Royce, but it was one of them, or either both of them.
I think it was Royce, right? He said something on Twitter. Was it?
Nah, he actually did a diss record, right? Him
Oh,
and
okay.
one of his little mans or something. He said some slick shit. So I had made a little fake response. And then me and Royce spoke on Twitter. He said some shit. Because people used to, like, this is the thing with Twitter. This is the, going back to the fans, man.
Baiting people into
Baiting
saying
people. Like,
shit.
they saying shit to him, like, yo, Royce, I heard you got to join with Hood. He like, man, like, stop playing. They joking around saying shit like that. But somebody tagged me in the shit, right? So,
Yo, that's wild. You know they got beef, and you saying, "Yo, I heard you guys got a record together."
people crazy, bro. So this how crazy people on Twitter is, man. Twitter used to be litter than what it is right now. You know what I mean? Well, it ain't
Right.
Twitter no more. It's X. But all right, so somebody added me in and shit, and I forgot what I said to Royce. I said something to him, and I kind of like the exchange that we had. It was kind of like a funny but honest exchange, man. I'm like, because first and foremost, look, man. At no point did I ever like think that they were whack. You know what I mean? I actually always thought that they were um very lyrical, and some of the
Right.
people that were keeping lyricism alive in the game. I always viewed them that way, right? So I don't know if this was before or after because I ended up bumping into Joe at a strip club during during that whole time that we were like doing the exchange thing, right?
Oh, was this the story that you told on your
Yeah,
page?
story. That's a fact. So matter of fact, yeah. So let me tell you this story, right? So there's a strip club called the Key Club in the Bronx. It's I don't know if it's still around, but it's literally right beside Mount Vernon, where I'm from. Like, if you know where Mount Vernon and Yonkers is, it's like right beside each other. And I grew up in both of those cities. So basically, the strip club is like in our backyard. So we're in the club, and I go to the DJ Suave. Shout out to DJ Suave. He's like, yo, shout out to my nigga Hood in the building. So I walked up, yo, shout out to Joe Button in the building. My homie like, you looking around and shit? He like, Joe Button? I'm like, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, yo, see where that nigga at, bro. People where they at. I want to know where they at. So we look over to the VIP and they over there. I say, yo, I ain't gonna lie, let's pull up on that nigga, man. Check his temperature and all that. So I'm with like one or two people. He's with like a guy named I forgot homie name. The dude that he's with, funny dude, man. He was always funny on Twitter. He's an instigating motherfucker. But he's with him on the podcast that he got. I forgot his name, but all right. So at this time, Joe was messing with this chick. Forgot her name. She was like a little young chick, light skinned Puerto Rican.
Oh yeah, Kaylin or
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
Garcia. Yeah.
So he's sitting down, and her legs. He's sitting down regularly, and she's sitting down like this way. So her legs are like across from, just going across vertically or horizontally, excuse me, on his legs. So I walk up to him. He ain't see me. I put my hand on his shoulders right here, me, real firmly. Hey, yo, what's good, man? He turned around and looked up. He like, yo, what's good? He tried to like get up, but I'm pushing him down. I put the pressure on. I'm like, yo, what's up, man? He like, yo, ain't nothing, man. Like, and I contemplated. I'm not gonna lie. I really contemplated. I thought to myself, I'm like, yo, should I snuff this nigga? Yo, should I punch this nigga in his face? And I thought about it. I thought about it before I even walked up to him. I'm like, should I just snuff him? Because if I snuff this nigga right now, this shit gonna go super viral. You know
Right.
what I mean? So I had to think about it. I'm like, you know what? I ain't gonna do it. Because if I snuff him, he with Shorty right there. And if I snuff him, I'm gonna have to snuff both of them. It's gonna have to be like a snuff off. I'm gonna have to hit him, and that shit gonna have to lean over, hit her, and then the security behind it and all that. It's gonna be a scuffle. So I'm like, man, let me take the other route. Let me just talk it out. So we talking. He moved Shorty leg and all that. I let him get up. He's like, yo, what's good? He's like, what you doing here? I'm like, what I'm doing here? I'm like, nigga, what you doing here? Like, this our backyard, fam. Like, you know where you at? He like, yeah, I mean, you know, I'm like, nah, that's all good though, man. We ain't even on it like that. So we chopping it up. He like, yo, I'm gonna just, I just want to let you know, like, you know, on behalf of like me and Royce, yo, bro, like we know, you know how it feel. I mean, or how it is to be blackballed. You know what I mean? He like, we already know, bro. Like, so that shit ain't even about nothing. We ain't on no shit like that. I'm like, bro, it's all good, my man. I ain't even like that shit ain't that serious, man. You feel me? Whatever it is, I don't know what the hell y'all got against me or what the hell, you know, I know it's all jokes, but I said I ain't sweating that shit. I ain't tripping at all. So like, all right, cool. He like, where you gonna be at, man? I'll buy you a drink or some shit like that. I'm like, bro, I don't need no drink, but I'm gonna be over here. You know what I mean? And we kind of like dapped each other up. And this man that I'm talking about, he was like in the corner looking and shit. I'm like, yeah, you got your man over here, the funny guy and all that on Twitter and shit. And I kind of like, and he laughing and shit, and I kind of like walked off after that. But me and Royce talked on Twitter, and I was like, Royce, I'm like, okay, I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, man. You a funny nigga, man. Like you said, I got the shotgun barrel nostrils and all that. I said, you know what? I said, I give you that. That was funny. And that was funny and all that, Mr. Potato Head. I said, you look like Mr. Potato Head and all that, though, man. Without the hat, you take the hat off, you got the nose you can pull off and all that. I'm like, yeah, you look like Mr. Potato Head. So you laughing and shit. And, you know, motherfuckers laughing in the comments. And, you know, it was cool because it was just a friendly type of joking thing. And, you know, we DM'd each other and I told him, I'm like, yo, dude, I respect y'all as lyricists, man. You know what I mean? I always thought y'all were dope. I never looked at y'all like y'all were whack at all, like none of these other niggas. Y'all actually some of the guys that keep raw lyricism alive, and I always viewed y'all like that. You know what I'm saying? I just never got what the hell the thing with y'all and me was. You know what I mean? Like he like, man, look. He like, man, as a man, I apologize, man. He like, I was on my drunk competitive shit. You know what I'm saying? And I was just in a different space. And I respected it. And, you know, from there, that was like really it. We spoke about doing something. And I was supposed to send him a few tracks from one of the producers that are under my umbrella, you know, for one of his projects or something like that. And that was like the last time I spoke to him.
That's dope though that you guys were able to squash that though, man. Yeah, because the last time that I interviewed you, I forgot to ask that question, and I was like, damn it, you know what I mean? Because Slaughterhouse is like one of my favorite groups, man. So then I was like, damn, you know, I really wanted to know like your thoughts on that situation.
Yeah, to my surprise, man, like I said, Royce is super cool, man. Like his whole approach, as far as like, I wasn't expecting him to apologize at all. Right? He actually did. I'm like, okay, wow.
Yeah, I know he really changed after becoming sober.
Right.
Yeah.
He said he's like, man, I was just on my drunk alcoholic competitive shit. I'm like,
so I'm assuming that you're a big fan of battle rap because you come from the era where lyricism is really important, right? Would you ever?
I'm not a big fan. I'm a fan to a degree.
Would you ever consider jumping in the ring?
I was supposed to. I can't really like speak too much on it until like they give me a little bit more information about, you know, what we're going to do. But I'm supposed to be doing it in the near future.
Oh, okay. And with not naming the person that you are going to battle, who are potential people that you would consider?
Can't say that.
No, no, okay.
But you know, man, give me the bag. Anybody could get it.
Yeah. Would it be actual battle rappers or would it be somebody from the industry?
As far as somebody that would want to battle?
Yeah.
From the industry. Give me one of these industry cats.
Yeah.
People got so much goddamn so much faith in.
Right.
You know, anyone that y'all place in the top 10 or whoever the hottest out right now. Put the bag up, let it make sense, and we can get it shaking like an earthquake.
So we talking more of like a Fredro Starr versus Keith Murray type of situation.
What are you talking about? As far as what, me?
Yeah, like no, I mean, like you battling somebody from the industry, so a situation kind of like that.
Nah, man. What are you talking about? Keith Murray and Fredo Starr, man. Nah, you got to give me like, give
No,
me
because you know
somebody.
how they battled, right? You know how they battled.
Me one of the. Give me somebody that nigga motherfuckers look at as one of the top lyricists right now and all that. No disrespect to those two, because I'm just saying I don't know where that came from, but give me somebody that y'all that that's supposed to be one of the top guys right now.
So the reason why I said that is because those two battled and they're from the industry. So it wasn't like a Cassidy coming in and battling like a regular battle rapper. That's what I meant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to choose, it would be an industry dude. But as far as like the battling thing goes, it's supposed to be with a battler.
Mm, okay. So who are some of your favorite battle rappers?
um, there's a few of them I like, man. I don't know if naming them would be a smart thing to do.
Okay. Sound
But
like
I like.
you got a bag in the work, so you don't want to give up anything, huh?
I don't want to say nothing that could be used as ammo for nobody. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna just play it, close to the vest.
Okay. Can you at least say like how long you've been, considering this or working on it?
I never really wanted to do it, to be honest with you, man. Somebody just approached me with it, and then it seemed like a lucrative idea, and it kind of convinced me to give it thought.
Oh, I know who did it. No, no, I'm just kidding. I don't really know. But I can assume. A few weeks ago, right? You just put out this video where you said you're still better than 90% of the rappers in the industry. Can
No
you
cap.
can you elaborate on that?
I mean, it is what it is. That's how I feel. You know what I mean? A lot of people they got like these top 10. They got a list of the top 10 people that they think are the best underground lyricists right now. You know what I mean? That's in that real hip hop pocket. And these lists be floating around like Twitter and all that type of stuff. And I be seeing all of them. And the game is just right now, it's a popularity contest. You know what I mean? My whole thing is you can't say who's better than who if you're not listening to the other artists that's out there. You feel what I'm saying? You have to listen to everybody
Right.
to make a fair assessment. So my thing is if these people are actually listening to the projects that I release, they would have me in these top lists. You feel me? But it's obvious. I mean, it's clear that they're not listening to it because if they did, I'd be there, and I'm not on these lists. So it's like, bro, if y'all really that confident in all these people that you're talking about, listen to these such and such projects right now and tell me I ain't better than them. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, aside from the specific list that I'm talking about, 90% of the game, period, I'm still lyrically better than it.
Yeah, then there needs
And
to
that's
be more transparency.
to the people who are viewing this right now that may be like, man, you Kevin, man, you ain't got it, man. Man, listen, go listen to the last two mixtapes that I put out. The last one is called Remember the Name 2. It's out right now on Audio Mac. Go listen to that right now. All nostalgic beats, all old school like New York hip hop beats. I'm talking about like Mob Deeps, the Coogee Rap beats. I'm talking about the Half a Mill beats, like shit like that. Like beats that you guys are used to hearing me on that made you take a liking to me from the D Block days. I'm back in that bag
Mm.
now. I'll be like I'm back in that punchline hungry like I never ate bag. You feel me? And that's the bag that a lot of people have been like telling me to get in for the longest. And I could have always switched that gear back to that, but I kind of like tried to stray away from it because first of all, like if you're not displaying growth after a certain amount of years, like you're not doing the right thing, man, because that's what it's about. It's about growing as not only an artist, but as a person and an individual. So, and I've done a lot of growing over the years. So I didn't want to like be viewed as just like a punchline rapper. And you know what I mean? Like I wanted to add other things that I added to my lyrical repertoire. But people would just be like, nah, we want to hear you in this. We want to do this. I'm like, so all right, let me just get in there.
Yeah, because I saw you do a video and you said that why did I change my style after I left D Block, right? And you were
Right.
talking about that.
That's real talk, man. I didn't want to. I tried to separate myself from them as much as possible, man. Not saying that it was the right thing to do because I should have, just stuck with what generated a buzz for me and what got people liking me to begin with. But I was just so like, it was a lot that was going on as far as the situation with me and them, man. It was just the emotions were running high, uh, and it was just a lot, man, psychologically. And I had to like really step back and step away and look at things for what they really are. And I'm like, look, man, go back to what people really know you for and what they really want to hear. So I'm like, that's what I do best. So I'm back on it, like, and I'm confidently back on it. You know what I'm saying? That's what got me talking the way I'm talking. Like, yo, bro, they can't see me.
Right.
It ain't too many people that can see me right now. And I'm gonna tell you, I say 90% because it's still 10% of guys out there that's just on another level. You know what I mean? But 90%, I'm still better than, and that's still a hell of a number because to be nice at something for 20 plus years isn't a simple or easy task. You feel me? And not to toot my own horn and all that because I'm a real modest and humble guy, but I've been nice for 20 years, man. You know what I mean? I done been on tracks with three of the illest lyricists that people, you know, idolize. Not and held my own and out rap them on certain tracks. You know what I mean? And I learned from them. I'm the only person who could literally sit here to this day and be like, yo, I got co-signed by all three of them.
Right.
Other people I got co-signed by them individually. Kiss might got an artist here, Kiss might got another artist here, SP might co-sign this person, Hoops might co-sign this person, but no, all three of them, me. So I learned from all of them. So I took what I learned from them, and I would like to consider myself I'm all of them mixed with a Pac and a Hove and an Not. You know what I'm saying?
What did you think about Complex's list about the top 50 best New York
Bro,
rappers of all time?
correct. Yo, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. See, this how much I don't even be paying attention to a lot of shit. Somebody hit me like 2 days ago, right, about that. They're like, man, you should have been on that list. I'm like, what list you talking about, bro? They're like, yo, Complex put out a list of top 50 greatest rappers of all time from New York. Now, me, I'm not gonna go as far as say I should have been on that list, even if I think I'm nicer than a lot of people on that list. I'm not gonna go that far. You feel me? But the list is pretty Ice Spice,
Yeah, she came in at number 50.
bro. Ice Spice, really? Greatest rappers of all time from New York, and y'all got Ice Spice on here, bro. I'm not gonna lie. See, that's the thing with these lists, right? People they give these lists too much power. Who cares about these lists? Because the people that's creating these lists, who made them credible? Like, who the hell, bro? Who cares what they think? This is probably somebody that started listening to hip hop like 8 years ago.
Right.
If that, you know what I mean? Like, and they don't even know what real hip hop is, like type of shit. Like, and I'm just assuming because I really don't know who the person was who created the list, but a lot of the times it be people like that, and who cares about these lists? But the list is pretty insulting. You gonna put Ice Spice as one of the greatest hip hop artists from New York?
Bro, they got Diddy at number 48. I'm sorry, Diddy's a genius when it comes to producing, but as far as a rapper, I don't know, bro. That's crazy.
It's ridiculous, man.
They got Styles P at 46.
46, man. Kiss is like what, number 16?
I don't know. I know they got Jim Jones at 45.
Yeah, they had Kiss at 16. They had Cameron. No, they had, yeah, Kiss 16, Cameron 17, some shit like that. The list is pretty ridiculous, man.
They got Fab at 32 and Fat Joe at 31.
That's right. Throw the whole list away, man. Throw that shit away. Like, for real. Bro, we need to stop giving so much power to these lists. Like, we need to show that we really don't even care about these lists because every time a list drops, right, it gained so much traction online because people talk about it and people disagree with the list, and they're so in disbelief, at the people that's on these lists, that it creates a sense of shock value. And they do that every time, man, down to the Billboard list, top 50 greatest rappers, top 50 greatest hip hop groups. Like every time they drop a list, it creates controversy. So they do it with that intent in mind. And we react the same way every time.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, they got Jay at number one. You agree with that though? Jay at number one?
I ain't mad at that.
Yeah, I'm not
I'm
really
mad.
mad at that either. I feel like it could have been Jay or Nas at number one.
Right.
You
I
know?
mean, because my top five, again, I say this all the time on my platform. My top five greatest rappers of all time. Pac, number one. Number two, Jay-Z. Number three, Nas. Number four, Biggie. Number five, Rakim. Those are my top five. So I'm not mad at them putting a whole one.
Yeah, see, like some rappers, unfortunately, they didn't have that much of albums. You know what I mean? To like,
Oh, you talking about Biggie?
well, like Biggie and
Big L?
Pun lyrically was amazing. He was up there, but he didn't live long enough to give us like multiple albums. You know what I mean? Like he gave us 2 albums, but I just feel like certain times we need to really like be clear about the conversation about what are we using as the measuring stick for this.
Right, even with Big L, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when people question me putting Jay Z over Biggie, right? When I do that, and to me, it's real easy to answer. Like you just said, Biggie, unfortunately, he didn't have enough time to create. Or actually, let me reword that, or say that differently, because he had enough time, but he just wasn't able to create more material than what he did. Jay Z had more time to give us more projects, you know what I'm saying, and display, you know, um, things that Biggie didn't get to because of his unfortunate demise. And I had to walk that back and say that instead of Biggie didn't have enough time, he just didn't do it. I say that because he had the same amount of time as Pac. Pac just utilized his time differently, you know what I'm saying? And he dropped so much material, it's incredible.
Yeah. Most
You
definitely.
know, when people talk about, with me, anytime that you speak about top anything, a lot of things have to come into play. You have to look at the person's songwriting ability, the
Cultural impact.
the level, the impact. You have to look at the classic albums, the the diversity, the versatility. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot. It's not just like their lyrical ability. That's just one branch.
I
You
agree.
know what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of people get caught up in that. Yo, nah, but ain't nobody better than him. But bro, that don't mean that he's the greatest. Like, or that person is the greatest. Like, that is more to it than that. That's why when people like, I get so much slack, right? When I name my top five greatest rappers and people don't hear Jadakiss in it, they're like, man, Kiss top five, dead all up. How you ain't gonna put Kiss? You hating? Like, bro, my criteria is different as far as like for putting the greats. You know what I mean? My shit ain't just based on lyrics. It's more to it than that, man. You feel me? So a lot of people don't understand the concept of that.
Right. Yeah, and then like we have like Pop Smoke at 27. Like he didn't really live that long to really put out that much content either.
I fuck with Pop Smoke, but come on, let's be real.
No, yeah, I
27,
really fuck with Pop Smoke. He's dope, bro. Like, but like, yeah, like he
but bro,
didn't.
come on, right? But you gonna put him on there and not a Lloyd Banks, or you ain't gonna put it's so many people, bro.
Yeah, Banks get busy too. But like some of these, like I don't know. Would you be okay with Nicki at number 7?
Greatest rappers from New York. Where they got Lauren Hill at?
They
Matter of fact,
don't even have her on the list.
she from Jersey though. She from Jersey.
Oh yeah, I guess so. And then they have Cardi B at number 20. Or no, is it 20 or? Well, they have her somewhere. 25. See, like for me, like you got to take in content into account when you making a list like this, right? Like I'm not putting anybody on the list if they just rapping about pretty much like my pussy, I'm fucking, and you know what I'm saying?
Hip-hop. That's not like what you would consider hip hop.
Yeah. But unfortunately, these days, that has become the majority of what female rap artists, that's the route that they go. We don't have MC Lights and you know what I mean, Lauryn Hills and
Yeah, that is the subject matter that's being promoted to the masses.
right.
That it's over hypersexualized music. They're using their sexuality to to gain notoriety and to acquire a certain fan base.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Fab spoke about that actually not too long ago.
Yeah. I saw you did a video on that too. All right. So before we get out of here, I know you a big Lakers fan, right?
Here we go. What happened? Let's go.
How are you feeling about the new team and basketball in general right now?
I think they acquired a bunch of or a few great pieces that should complement them pretty well. You know what I mean? Like we were able to get to the Western Conference Finals last year, but unfortunately, D'Lo was unplayable, or not that he was just unplayable. He wasn't effective.
He didn't live up to the hype.
Right, he wasn't effective at all, and he didn't like contribute anything to the wins. He did well. He didn't win at all, so I'm not gonna say wins. The lack of wins, therefore. They re-signed him. You know, they got Vando back, Austin Reeves. You know, they got Torian Prince. They got the dude from Miami, the point guard. I forget his name. He was a good pickup. They got Jackson Hayes from New Orleans, another, a center. So he should be able to play center at certain points, and AD can move to the four. They got Cam Reddish.
We got Rui back.
They got Rui back. I'm real anxious to see if Cam Reddish actually blossoms into the player that he could potentially be, being on the Lakers and being around Braun. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm really hyped to see that because I think, with certain people bring out a different version of a person by you being around them. You know what I'm saying? So I think him being around Phil Handy, him being around Braun, and just a team like the Lakers could, contribute him to really getting his bag right. Not from a monetary standpoint. I'm talking about like from a skill standpoint.
Right.
Now they have one spot left. Hopefully, they get a center. I know everybody been talking about them getting Christian Wood. I think that'll be cool. I'm not really too crazy about the idea, but hey, I don't know. Me personally, I wish they could get McGee back.
Oh yeah.
At that, you know what I'm saying? But
what about your boy Dwight Howard?
Dwight Howard got too much going on, man. He needs to stay out them DMs. Like
he was just on Math Hoffa's show.
I wonder if Math and them asked him about that, man. Like they had to. I know he had to make him uncomfortable, man. I hope they asked him.
Right.
But as far as basketball as a whole,
wait, before we get into that though, okay? So Davis, besides the 1 year that we won, has he lived up to the hype?
You taking into consideration that how much he's hurt. I think that last year was a pretty okay year, you know what I mean, as far as him playing a lot. Well, I think he's not a number one though. I think he's like a legitimate number two.
He don't have the leadership skills.
Right. Like and that's just what it is. You know what I mean? Like everybody can't be Batman. Some people are just Robin. And I think he's a Robin.
Yeah.
he's comfortable deterring to Braun and letting Braun be the one, and he's the the sidekick type shit. Because when you're that legitimate number one, it's a responsibility and weight that you have to carry regularly and nightly and daily. Like you can't take no days off. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like, and with him, a lot of times last year he'll give you a game where he got like 12 points and like 18 rebounds, and then the next game he might give you 28 points, 19 rebounds. The next game he got 11 points. Like, yo, bro, you got to be consistent. He was too
Right.
inconsistent, man.
That's the thing, though, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I in the end, it was worth trading all the picks and everything because we got that one championship,
Right.
you know. But at the same time, though, it's kind of like, man, like it's so inconsistent, and every time he falls and hits the ground, everybody's just like, oh my god, you know what I mean? Like he's gonna go out again.
Because he do the most. Like, first of all, stop jumping like you be jumping, man. You too big for that. He'd be like just like, what are you doing, bro? Chill out, man. Mr. Glass, you wilding, man.
I know it's crazy.
I hope he's training with Braun. I hope he's on he got his diet right.
Did you believe those rumors that Braun was upset? He was frustrated with him?
I didn't really know what to believe as far as that, because you know how people just be creating stories.
Yeah.
So I know they homies, that's his boy and all that. And maybe he was a bit frustrated because he knows what he's capable of and he wasn't really living up to his capabilities. Like, so maybe, I don't know. But what you think?
Yeah, man. I don't know, but like I think that it's crazy because he's 30 now, right? We just extended him for 3 more years.
Right.
Bro, like I guess in the end it was worth it because it was cheaper than us waiting to like when he was a free agent and giving him 5 years. Because that would have been like over 300 million. That's the way that these players making this kind of money now is like it's unbelievable. Like it don't even seem like the salary cap is going up, but how are they getting close to 60 million now?
Crazy.
Right? Like just a few years ago, we was like, dang, 40 million for the season? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
bro, they getting that bag.
I know. So, and then you see somebody like what's his name? Jaylen Brown just got 300 million. I mean, Jaylen Brown's good, but 300 million good? You know what I mean? Like,
and I ain't gonna lie, back to the dab back on Davis real quick. I hope that him getting fried by Jokic the way he got fried, I hope that put the fire to him.
I know.
That got people talking about him crazy, like, oh my God, Jokic fried him, man. He can't do nothing. Even the players on the Nuggets was talking crazy. Like,
that's what I'm saying. I didn't like the way that the coach kept coming at the Lakers. Everybody was coming. I was like, yo, this is crazy.
Pause. Yeah, you're right.
That was crazy.
Mike Tomlin and all that.
Yeah. What you think about the Suns, bro? I mean, how much can you stack? I mean, like,
man, people. I tell you what I don't like, right? I don't like the fact that I don't really care about all this anyway, but it's just the level of disrespect that's being displayed. The power rankings, right? They got Lakers at like number 7. They had like all these other teams, the 1 through 5 team. I'm like, hold up. We won free agency in the eyes of a lot of people, and we made the Western Conference Finals. So how the hell are we number 7? Like, y'all putting all this faith in, like, let's say, for instance, the Suns. They didn't even make the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah. And
they had KD. Like, how are y'all putting them ahead of us?
Well, just because they got what's his name now from the Wizards, Bradley Beal.
But that's guarantee you how many more wins that's going to give you. Like, what?
I don't even know how they made the money work. All these max contracts, bro. Like, how do you even do that? They got like 4 max players.
Right, and Chris Paul on the Wiz. I mean, the Golden State.
Yeah,
bro. I don't know. I don't see how a lot of this is gonna work, man. But I'm only concerned with the purple and gold. You know,
right.
this pans out, and I think this team is going to be a 50-plus win team
Mm.
for the regular season.
So let me ask you this: how come you're a Lakers fan and not a Knicks fan?
Man, I'm from New York, but I never was a fan of the Knicks. Nature, right here, man. Look, nah, I'm that's not, man. Like that's not my team. I like the Lakers, man. Like I like winners, man. Not saying that the Knicks are losers, but I don't know, man. The Lakers have always just had like polarizing players, and the fact that Braun is there has a lot to do with it too.
Right.
Because I'm a Braun guy, but it's just everything about the Lakers culture, man.
I know you was upset. Like I was upset when they got eliminated, got swept, bro. Because like you was like throughout all the series, you was like Lakers in 5, Lakers in 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. It could be what's your man? What's Jokic's first name, man?
I can't remember right now.
Right. Yeah, but it was making up all the memes and all that, man. From what's your boy name, man?
Nicola.
Yeah, Nicola, Pepsi Cola, whatever it is, man. Lakers in 5, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
Making up all type of memes like Bubble Dub, but and we could have pulled off a win. But that win, like let's say the game where Bron dropped 30 in the first half.
Mhm.
Let's say we would have won that game. That wouldn't have did nothing but give us one win in the series. We still would have got beat because, in my eyes, I think that us losing, a lot of that had to do with Darvin Ham, right? And I say that because the first game, which was the most vital game, the most important game, you go out there with a small starting lineup, knowing that the smallest person on that Nuggets team was like 6'7", and you put these little guys out there when you know the starting line that it should have originally been was Braun, Rui, D'Lo, AD, and like Vando or something like that. And you go out there with a small guard lineup, we got roasted that first game.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Like, see, that's the thing. Darvin Ham has questionable coaching tactics, man. Like his end game adjustments, bro. I hope he gets better this year. Man.
Yeah. Yo, how did
He's screaming at the TV like, "Yo, what are you doing, man? I'm better than you, man. What did somebody call Darvin Ham up? I want to speak to him, man."
how did Dylan Brooks end up getting thrown out of? They said we're not re-signing you, and then next thing you know, he goes to Houston and gets paid, bro. Like, were you expecting that?
Absolutely not. Anything was better than him coming in LA because I heard
Yeah.
rumors in LA. I'm like, no, please, no.
Because
please.
they was roasting him saying, "Oh, he going overseas now because he not gonna get any money."
And all that.
He made bank, bro. That's crazy.
They kicked him out like Jazzy Jeff in the Fresh Prince crib though out of Memphis. They're like, "Nah, you gotta go, man."
Right. The way they announced it was real bad too, bro.
We don't want him back.
In no way are we re-signing you.
He like, dang, son. I tried to he was talking too much, bro.
Yeah, he was wilding for saying that shit about LeBron, bro. Like that was out of pocket.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Being competitive is one thing, but you were just talking too much, man.
Yeah.
Like too much. And you ain't even like that anyway to be talking like that.
Yeah. That's crazy. What'd you think about Shannon Sharp leaving Undisputed?
I thought it was going to happen before then, actually. So I was kind of surprised it took that long, but I understand it because Skip was disrespectful, man. It's like
he was losing the argument, so he decided to go personal.
Yeah, like, bro, I commend Shannon Sharp for maintaining his composure. You know what I mean? Because Skip tried to go low and say certain things. It's like, yo, bro, I understand Brady is your guy, But come on, bro. You holding Brady nutsacks up, like, you know what I mean? No rainbow. It's like, yo, come on, fam. You gonna disrespect this Hall of Famer that literally sauced your show up, gave it a certain level of spice, and you sitting here like really trying to like go at this man, like, yo, bro, like, nah, man. And now he got what's the name that's about to be the co-host, but it's not gonna hit the same, man.
Richard Sherman, is that right?
Right, right.
Oh, and what's her name? Rachel Nichols is going to be the middle.
What?
Yeah, yeah.
It still ain't gonna hit the same. It's not gonna. It's not gonna. The impact is gonna be different, and it's never gonna be like Shannon on the show.
Right.
All right, so let me ask you something now.
All right.
How do you feel about the It Is What It Is show?
Honestly, I haven't really checked it out.
What?
Yeah, I haven't really checked it out, bro. Most of the time, I don't really get to consume content like that because I'm always making content. It's like constant, bro. I'm just always working.
I get it, but yeah, you need to get hip, man. You tripping with no luggage, bro.
No, but I heard a lot of good things though, and I think that that's dope for them to be able to have like another stage in their career doing something different. Because you know, at some point, like you want to do something different, right? And it's crazy to see them back together too, because you know they had their beef and everything.
Right.
So I think that that's real dope. I saw a couple segments and I thought that it was real cool.
I think they damn well could have the most entertaining sports podcast out right now.
Yeah, and they independent, right?
Right, yep.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not on a level of like a first take or anything like that by any means, but the fact that you have two rappers, you know,
but it looked professional. It looked real professional,
content like that, and you know, having the guests that they have on their show and you know, being able to generate the buzz and the traction that they're generating from it. It's like, bro, you got people on all these big sports networks talking about them. So it's crazy.
And I think they've had real big guests too, like other analysts come too, right?
Yeah, Stephen A was on there.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, it's a dope look.
All right, man. Last question.
Here we go. Drum roll. What happened?
What new projects you got going on? What can we expect?
Check this out. Everyone who's listening, again, I'm going to plug this in. I need you guys to go check out my latest mixtape. Listen to this mixtape and tell me that I ain't back in my bag. If you say that, it's clear that you want some type of you're a substance abuser, right? All right, so it's called Remember the Name Part 2. Part 2. It's on Audio Mac exclusively, right? So go check that mixtape out. Obviously, if it's Part 2, that means it's a Part 1 too. So go check out Part 2, right? Then go check out Part 1 so you can be caught up. And then check out Pesci 4 and check out the rest of the Pesci series. The Pesci series are albums. You know what I mean? You could download them on all streaming platforms, all digital streaming platforms. So that's Remember the Name 2, Remember the Name 1, and the whole Pesci series, right? As far as new projects coming out, I have a couple EPs that I'm dropping with a few up and coming artists. I have a spoken words project that I'm dropping soon. Where
that's dope.
Yeah, you know, I did one before. It's called Stone in the Mud. It's totally produced by a producer that I work with named Max Dollars. It came out on audio form, and I actually put it in book form, and that's available on Amazon Kindle. So that been out for like a year or two now. So I'm putting out another one the same way. It's going to be an audio version and in an audio book form. So that'll be out probably like within the next month and a half. You know what I'm saying?
All right, man. We're going to include the link to Remember the Name 2 in the description of the videos and everything so that people can check it out. So you guys can't have no excuses, all right? So it's easy there for you guys to access.
Oh, yeah. And another thing, too, just so you guys know, man, I'm totally super duper independent, man. Any of you guys ever want to holler to work, I'm working with new artists. Just make sure that it's a respectable offer as far as budget goes and all that. You know what I mean? Like you see these visuals that I've been putting out as of late. I'm directing and shooting my own videos and I'm editing them too. So I'm in the process of like learning this whole thing. So you know what I mean?
Damn, you edited them too?
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. Like, cause I be watching the videos and I'm like, yo, whoever he got doing this is dope, man.
That's me, bro. I've been doing all of that. I do my own artwork for all the projects too. I'm doing like everything that you see.
Wow. So you super independent, like you said. That's
Facts.
crazy. Yeah,
Facts, bro.
man. That's the way to do it, bro.
For
All
real,
right,
for real.
man. Yo, I appreciate you, Hood. It's
Hey,
always a
Capital,
pleasure.
you already know, man. You already know where to go. You know what's lit. You know what's one of the hottest shows on the net. My guy Panda, you already know, man. Appreciate you, G.